Rolling.
We can always come up with segues, whether good or bad. We'll come up with them.
Evolve, Farming Sim, Gaming Ground, Drive Club, Battle for 4, Tick Coins.
That's an auspicious start.
These are the things that I know.
You get the opportunity to bust out of anyone's chest.
You cannot.
You can't jump on someone's head and ride them around like, say, a jockey.
No.
That's it. 1 out of 10. Moving on.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Keegz, and welcome to podcast number 46 on the 13th of the 6th, 2016. I'm joined with, of course, Xenon.
I am armed with my soft drink, my chocolate mousse, and a fresh attitude. Keegz, go!
Well, that's high impact.
Damn,
Word.
son.
Damn! I actually rehearsed that and wrote it down so I wouldn't forget.
Hooly dooly.
Dooley, dooley.
We're also joined with Milky Pixel, if you didn't hear that in the background.
Hey!
And it's E3 week.
Yay! I didn't know until this morning. That's how much I know about
What's
games.
wrong with you?
I mean, I was
Actual
aware that it was
legitimate
coming up,
news.
but
Oh
I-
my god.
wasn't paying attention.
Mhm.
Callum says the intro makes my head hurt. Please stop.
I've never listened to the intro. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ha! I actually use a different intro every single time.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna run out of intros soon. I have to make new ones.
Mm.
Fancy.
Banter.
Fancy.
What's going on this week, Keegz? What are you up to? What's happening?
E3, mostly. Me, myself.
Yeah, just you
And
in
I.
general,
A great
and
deal.
Milky. Well, I was gonna get to you, but okay, let's do both at the same time.
Oh, I'm not doing
Because he
anything,
said
so
me
Milky, you can take
myself.
this.
No, gosh. I missed out on E3 this year, actually being present, but I
Oh,
will. Oh, sad face.
I'm sorry,
All
I-
the tears in the world.
No, I fucked up the intro. I just realised. Never
Oh,
mind.
what did you do?
Oh well, like, everybody heard it, but they didn't see anything. You just displayed the WePlay logo. I'm just a noob. That's how it happened. Never mind. Keep going. It's fine.
It's okay. We
okay.
expect nothing more from you.
There was a technical. I was just saying just before this podcast started. I haven't done a technical fuck up in a couple of podcasts.
You
and
jinxed yourself.
bang! There it is. Never mind.
You did. You jinxed yourself. So, yeah. So next year though I will be in attendance, but this year while I miss out on E3, in a few days, specifically on Thursday morning, I will be getting on a 14-hour international flight and heading to LA because I am going to VidCon, where all the YouTubers and social media peeps go to network and mingle and party.
Yay, Potter!
Yay!
How long you gonna be there for?
And 3 weeks.
Wow.
Gosh, so I will be there from the 16th of this month, June, until the 5th of July. So if anyone wants to chill and hangs,
With the
let's
pixel.
do it. Maybe if you're not like a creep, then we will. But if you're a creep, I'm sorry, I can't.
Sorry,
bunch of guys
sorry,
going, "Oh,
90% of our listeners.
Oh no!
Are like, oh,
Oh damn it, my chance.
back to hacking webcams.
Oh.
Oh.
Does that explain why I cover mine when it's not in use?
I do that too.
So do I.
I'll stuck a sticker
Just-
on. I'll put a
Just
sticker
in
over it.
case. Even if the
Yeah.
blue light's not on, you just cover it just in case.
Well, the blue
Yeah,
light's
it's
not on
lame time,
mine
but,
if it's plugged in.
Quiet time. Better turn the tablet the other way, just in case.
Jesus Christ.
I'm afraid I'm gonna like walk naked past the camera and realize I'm actually streaming or something. It'll happen one day. I'll get complacent.
No, like
Like that
legit.
poor
If
dude who got caught having a bash.
oh god, no, like legit. If nudes of me come out like from my webcam just being hacked or whatever, I'm not fussed in the sense that it's my body. I go to the gym. Like it's not perfect, but whatever for me. But for the person you hacked, I'm severely disappointed in you.
I'd be annoyed. I didn't even get a chance to flex or pose.
I know. It's like at least let
Candid
me,
photos.
model, for
Yes.
the.
It's like, God damn it, my nudes are online and it's terrible lighting.
Terrible lighting, terrible body structure.
I'm needing chocolate mousse.
I see.
Oh, really?
I went to the gym once.
That
I went to the gym today. It was a good workout. I met my calorie burn goal. I'm happy.
I don't have a calorie burn
I
goal.
haven't been to the gym in so long. I call it John.
Oh dear.
It sounds like a joke.
I like the gym though, not for like the grrr. Well, like I guess I like it for like when you're pissed off and everything, then you can, be productive and like just burning all the anger. But I like it for the energy burn and just zoning out. It's a great stress relief. So I do it for that. And how do I explain it? Like attempting to undo the damage of being a geek sitting on my ass at the PC like all day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
have to try.
I think about it sometimes.
You think about it.
I used to go to the gym like 2 or 3 times a week when I was like 22, 23. Then I got a girlfriend, didn't need to anymore. Got a job, got a computer. I was like, bugger going to the
Locked
gym.
her in.
You tick them off. You don't need to work anymore for it.
Chocolate mousse.
Chocolate
lady who
mousse,
loves
I've
me
got
who
my
I am.
water.
Oh, I got water too.
Well, then you're just adding on more cuddliness for her.
That's right, more to cuddle.
Right, it's saving on power bills and keeping her warm.
Oh my god. Why are boyfriends or just guys in general? I don't know. Guys like, I'm not saying all men or whatever, but like
Are you
guys
generalizing?
seem to be, yes, like a lot of guys seem to be very good at just like being warm all the time. Like guys like run at a slightly higher temperature than girls.
Yeah,
So
I've
it's
been told
like,
that before.
so
I'm
it's
just hot.
yeah, I'm just like, oh, in winter, saving.
I am actually usually warm all the time, like in my hands. My
I'm
first
like
hand-
so cold. I'm like, it's cold like my heart.
Icy heart.
She's as cold as ice.
Callum says it sounds like sexism. I agree, Callum. Not all men are warm. Some of us are cold, dead bastards.
Hey!
Yeah,
That's it.
That's the spirit.
yeah, cold, dead bastards. Okay, should we move on? Oh, Q&A. Tweet your questions at Keegz or at Xenon_ST during the podcast, or leave a comment below after the stream has ended. Or if you're watching right now, just leave it in the chat. Milky,
I
I'm gonna
have
have
it
to get
open.
your.
I'll read it.
I'm gonna have to get your Twitter. What is your Twitter?
It's Milky Pixel.
At Milky Pixel.
Yeah,
It's
at
a tough
Milky Pixel. It's
So
so
Twitter-
difficult. It's nothing like my normal name.
Yes, that would be more difficult to write because it's quite long.
Nothing like my normal name.
Yeah. Second Twitter account for you. Cool. All right,
Oh,
we're ready to
gosh.
dive in.
Yes, let's do it.
See if
Boom.
somebody has that.
Keegz,
Nothing.
I feel the need to cut off your arm and give you a real life Deus Ex augmentation.
Oh dear.
I would accept that apart from the fact that it's basically human DLC. And it is actually DLC because you have to download the plans and then 3D print it.
The definition of downloadable content.
Yeah, except it's downloadable human parts.
Damn,
How do you-
dude.
How do you pronounce the name? Is it Eidos? Eidos? E-I-D-O-S? I think it's Eidos. Eidos. E-Eidos. Eidos Montreal.
Eidos.
Eidos.
Eidos?
Eidos. I think it's Eidos.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you say in your head, but you don't, until you say it out loud, you go, oh, that's weird.
Eidos?
Eidos. We'll call it Eidos. Montreal team is teamed with Open Bionics and Razer for an unusual project, which is basically prosthetics. I think they're working on a hand currently, and they've made like a prototype hand that you'll be able to download and 3D print. And they've even got a guy who's actually already using one. So he's essentially got sensors on his arm to basically work the hand and work the fingers individually. This looks pretty cool.
I would like to say
does.
that this has already been done recently, and I think that this is a cop out.
The Simpsons did it.
Yeah, I was thinking about saying that, but it wasn't actually the Simpsons. It was actually
The Simpsons?
The Simpsons, yes. Sinners. Simpsons. Yeah. It was actually the Metal Gear Solid guys. On the release of Metal Gear Solid, they did a big spiel where they got some dude who was missing an arm and they made him an arm the same as Snake from the new Metal Gear Solid.
Oh.
We can rebuild.
Yeah, we can make him faster, stronger. Also, just FYI, nothing like my normal name Twitter handle is free.
Ooh. Get on it.
Hello. Get on it.
That's the
But
sound
yes,
of
this has already been done before.
that's the sound of Milky doing her nails. If you didn't
I'm
hear.
sorry.
It's here going. So according to the announcement, there will be 2 models: the Titan arm and the Atom arm. They'll be available for everyone, no matter age or gender. They specialise in open source bionics, which means you'll be able to download source files, play with it yourself, and then, I don't know, accidentally punch yourself in the face, which will be hilarious.
Ow.
The way
How
they
much they cost to build? Like,
I-
how much,
well, I imagine it'd be hundreds of dollars, probably not thousands though. I mean, I know prosthetic arms are stupidly expensive, like in the tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollar range.
Arr.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're basically working on being able to 3D print an arm.
Oh yeah, if you go to their website, they've got a Marvel Iron Man arm, they've got a Disney Frozen arm, and Star Wars arm.
Damn, dude, clicking. Just to have a look. Obviously, I have both my arms.
If this keeps going the way it is, at some point, some idiot is going to cut off their own arm.
Just to do it.
Add a hand kit. So for the kit of the hand, and I assume you do the rest on top of it, is £500.
How much is that in Callum says,
5,000.
does it come with a vibrate feature? And Tavros Evolve says, hey, what's up here?
Tavros, you've come in the beginning of a podcast about games, although we're not actually talking about games at the moment, we're talking about downloadable bionic hands.
Well, I mean, it's
3D
video games
printed
and
ones.
tech,
Mm-hmm.
so...
This kind of
Comes
seems
with
like
an
a...
arm and PCB.
This kind of seems
Oh, yeah,
like...
it comes with... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you can probably set it to like a stroke mode or something. actually.
Oh...
Yep. Keegz went there.
Probably have to make it out of Teflon.
Well, that was
Aw.
the next thing I was going to wonder about, was like what are you going to make it out of?
Material?
Yeah, is it
Mm.
you make it a PLA or what? You know, because
I
it looks
assume
like it's
so,
made out of
yeah.
metal. The pictures you see, but I'm like you can't 3D print metal as far as I'm aware, at least on a standard 3D
My-
printer. So
Oh.
For
'Cause my last
5
name-
micro
yes?
gel fingertips is like another £12. So if you want the fingertips as well, it's
Ow.
another £12.
See, like, my real first name is Perlin, so if I was, like, evil trillionaire money, like evil, supervillain money, then I'd have it made, of black pearls. Like, that's what- Yeah, that's what that's the material I demand.
can you
My
melt black
bionic-
pearls?
I'm trying to
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
I don't
humming
know,
the
maybe. I'll make them
Sounds-
do it.
I'm trying to think of the
Supervillain.
Pirates of the Caribbean theme so I can hum it, but I've forgotten it.
Oh,
Oh.
Doesn't- Well, as soon as I start thinking about it, I start thinking of Game of Thrones instead.
Yes!
that's exactly what I did.
Game of Thrones and Harry Potter. Like,
I had-
literally.
I had Skyrim theme going because I was watching a Skyrim video earlier on.
Oh, dun 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 dun
That's
dun
it.
dun 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 dun
Oh, yeah.
dun 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 dun. I had to like force myself, like in my head, I had one chibi me on one side like pushing the Game of Thrones door, and the other like chibi me pushing the Harry Potter theme door and just going, no! Let it pass, let it through.
I had Skyrim like dun, 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 dun. No, that's not Skyrim. Fuck, what is it? I don't even know what it is. I'm gonna have to look it up later. I had
Neither
the
do I.
Skyrim singing in my head.
My God.
Well, so the hand kit was still completely off topic, but the hand kit, like, it doesn't even include the tendons. It doesn't include all the screws and everything.
You have to go out and get
Damn.
tendons from somewhere. Where do you buy
Yeah,
tendons?
there's tendons on here as well. £4, £4 for a
That's
tendon.
pretty cheap.
Go to the
You
market.
gotta-
Tendons,
Yeah.
tendons for £4.
Go grave
doesn't
robbing. I need some
include the-
tendons.
It doesn't include the actuators, so you need to get 5 actuators for the 5 fingers, and they're £225.
Oh,
So we're looking at
Jesus
what?
Christ.
So we're up to
Wait, hang on.
5,
Hold your
6,
tits.
7,
Hold your tits.
9,
Hang on.
tits.
Holding tits. Would you, for Harrison's sake, I want you to calculate, but like out loud, like in pounds, and then we'll convert it to Australian dollars. So, and US dollars for kicks. I have my calculator open. Let's make an arm like right now and see how much it would cost.
I was just adding them up now. It's going to be 900, 920, and 940 pounds.
Wait, so just read the numbers in order for me.
So for
9.
the hand, it's 500 pounds.
500 plus
And you need 150 for the ARM and PCB board.
150 plus
Then you need 225 for the 5 actuators.
225 plus
And you need 12 pounds for the microgel fingertip grips.
12 pounds. Yeah, plus.
Another 12 pounds for the bolts.
Got it.
The bolts.
Then you need, you need the screws and bolts and inserts and all that.
Okay.
And then you need, you're gonna need 5 of these. That's 5. So it's 20 pounds for the tendons,
Okay, so 20 plus
and then another 18 pounds for the power supply, and that's it.
plus
I
18.
assume.
In total, that's 937 pounds going to my converter now.
936.
$1,794.26 Australian. Which is
Okay.
still cheap for a prosthetic arm.
937.
Although you have to make it yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so in Australian dollars, for the XE currency converter,
This is
which
exactly
I
where
always go
went.
to, it's $1,794.26 Australian dollars. Then in the US, it's $1,328.45.
You should buy one of these when you're over there and save yourself the $500. They will pay in
Dollar
American, so
reboos?
maybe be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Money.
this has got nothing to do with our games.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good,
It's
good
tech
tangent.
still.
So the reason that we were talking about this is, I think it's basically just like advertising for the upcoming Deus Ex game.
Yeah.
I think that's really all it is.
Oh, Deus Ex inspired augmentations.
Yeah.
Right. Alright.
That was the
Like I
thread that
said,
we
though,
missed.
Kojima Productions already did this. So,
They did it.
yeah, it's already been done.
It seems to be the sort of thing you read about once every couple of years. You're like, oh, we're making a brand new low cost prosthetic hand. Like when 3D printers first came out, that was one of the first things I heard about, and we still don't have them. So, I mean, it's one of those things.
Alan makes a very good point.
Yeah.
If it's DIY, how are you going to make it if you need 2 hands?
You'll have to pay someone else to make it for you. Fuck.
Yeah, I'd like to see somebody try and thread those tendons through all those holes with one hand.
Hey, do it with your teeth. Gosh.
I'd like to
Alright.
see that too.
They demand it.
The Asus VR headset. Keegz, what do you know about the Asus VR headset?
Asus.
Asus. I call
Everyone,
them
it's
Asus,
called
but
Asus,
anyway.
but everyone in Australia calls it Asus.
Yeah.
I call it Asus.
Yeah. Well,
People are weird.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Anyway, the Asus.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What do I know
I'm for
about it?
Australia.
It's basically
Asus.
it's just basically a mobile VR, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Gear VR for Asus essentially.
Woo.
It's going to probably use that. I mean, there's actually almost no information about it at all. But I think it's basically going to be Gear VR when you use your Asus Zen 3 or whatever it's called, the new phone that they released recently.
It'll just be more affordable VR, basically.
Yeah, basically just mobile VR like the Gear VR was. So It does. The only thing, I mean, the
Waterproof
one thing it's got going for it is that it actually looks quite nice. It's got some nice leather straps on it.
It does look nice.
But you go.
She said it does look nice.
Yeah.
But-
I'm looking at this video and I'm thinking, you slip your phone in there or?
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah,
know,
it's
Oh,
a new-
okay. Okay, so it's not the HTC Vive.
no.
I'm
it's not.
sorry.
There's like-
I'm sorry. We have it in the store, and it's like we have it at the Microsoft store, demoing it for everyone, and it's like people come in and go, oh, I bought, a cheaper $40 one of this in the markets, like. Why is this going to be 1,099 Australian dollars? Like, you're ripping people off. It's like, oh no, we're not. This needs the power of Windows 10 and a really powerful PC to run, not just your stupid phone.
Stupid phone, exactly. Yeah.
Don't be disrespecting me in my store. Like, no, but I love these as well because in the chance that you are like the majority of us who can't afford the awesomeness of the HTC Vive, let alone the powerful PC to run it. This kind of thing is awesome as well. Like it's cute.
Yeah,
And
everybody
the leather
can
straps
play
are
that.
nice.
Everybody can play the Pokemon Go in VR now.
Yeah.
well, I think it's
Well,
a lot
to
of
be
people
fair,
use
though,
it for
yeah.
for movies.
They
And
would.
I like the portability of it.
Movies.
Hey,
Oh
quotation.
God! You mean adult movies?
Well, I hadn't
No,
thought of that.
because,
But
I,
yes.
I said nothing.
Because, like, we were commenting on the leather straps before, and it's just like, oh, okay. It kind of reminds me of restrained in an insane asylum, though. I don't
It
know how I
does.
feel about that. I don't know if we could get that on the screen.
Like those leather
for-
straps they have on hospital beds.
Yeah, like the restraints.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm like
Built for
that.
comfort.
I'm like that texture looks really familiar to me.
Kind of
Oh.
does, doesn't it? Hang on, let me see you. Look at that. Look at that. You can
Oh,
restrain
bad
somebody with
dreams,
that.
Bad dreams.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that aside, what were we talking about
Nearly
again?
done with my nails.
Affordable VR, Asus VR,
Yes.
yada.
Well,
yada.
yeah, so this is basically Asus VR, but like, Gear VR, but for Asus instead, which is not. I think having competition in that market is a good thing, but
Yes,
I don't really
totally.
like the idea of having like you have to have your Asus phone in order to use this product. I really don't like the Gear VR model either. Of having you have to use this phone in order to use this product. Why don't we just make one that fits the majority of phones and be done with it? So I get the feeling that
Because
somebody
probably
probably
every phone company is going to have one soon.
yeah,
They're gonna
and
have
Well,
because it's
every company wants to have their finger in the money pot.
the money
That's
pie.
right. VR's the future. Better jump on that.
Better jump on that
let's
early.
make-
AR.
some-
Oh my God, give me my AR contact
Oh,
lenses
that
like
too.
now. Oh my God, yes.
If there was a product that would pop up and tell me a person's name when I walk up to them, I would pay a lot of money for that because I'm constantly forgetting people's names.
I think a lot of business people would too, because that would be.
Yeah, no, the Rooster Teeth podcast recently had discussion on augmented reality and exactly what you just said.
Oh.
One of one of the people, Gus, he has a problem remembering people's names and whatnot, and it would just be easier and less awkward than asking them for their name. But then one of the other people in the podcast proposed to him, like, how would you get that? Would people be signing up to enable that feature for other people? And in saying that, would you want your name to be accessible like that? And Gus is immediately like, oh, no. And then in that case, it's like, how many other people would be willing to put their name publicly like that? And then they went on to the discussion like, okay, maybe it can somehow be connected to your friends list and whatnot, or people that you've met before, and then in that case,
That's all I
your
want.
name would be accessible. Yeah.
Like, walk up to
just not
somebody,
Connected.
takes a photo
yeah,
of their
not to
face, and you
yeah.
basically go, "This is John Smith," and then it just gets allocated to him. And next time he comes up, you walk up to him, he's like, "Oh, hi, John."
like scan their biometrics. Yeah, at least not just complete strangers.
Does anybody remember? This was quite a while ago now. This is going back maybe 4 years.
In that case,
I
no.
think it was a TED talk, and they came on and they were talking about this new thing that they believed was going to be the future. I don't know what even happened to it, but it's basically a phone that you wear around your neck with a projector on it, and you can give it like hand signals and stuff to take photos and bring up screens and whatever. But the other feature it had is that it would recognize other people and bring up their Facebook. And if you're looking at them, it would like project their interest, whether they were single, how you knew them, their friends, stuff like that. Like
where does
what
it project it
we're talking
onto?
about, basically, onto them.
Oh, right.
Onto them. Yeah.
It's not like nothing
Damn,
more than
dude.
being projected at.
Yeah, which is kind of why I think it probably didn't take off. But it was an
Funny that.
interesting idea that at that time. It was quite a long time ago.
You're projectually assaulted.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. You're actually people would be like leaning against the bar. It's like, are you projecting to me? Like, what are you talking about?
Are you projecting on me?
I think you're projecting. Yeah.
Mm,
But yeah, like it'd be kind of interesting walking through a bar and everybody's just got these floating words on them saying Harry Potter, blah blah blah,
Yes.
single, recently divorced, married, yada,
Slytherin.
yada.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Not interested.
Oh, that reminds me of the not Overwatch. What was that game? Watch Dogs.
Yes.
You basically walk
Oh,
with
yes,
your
I
phone. You
love
basically
Watch
walk through
Dogs.
people, and it gives you like a little blurb about them. He's like, oh, he's into dogs. He's into S&M. He's into all this other stuff.
Yes.
And it basically gives you their name and how much money they have and stuff. Like that, but like
It's
not as
probably
good.
the future.
Lempos says he doesn't
Much.
see any VR kitties. He's breaking his heart. Never mind, Lempos.
Well,
One day.
The technology just isn't there yet. I'm sorry. I've been whipping and
Needs more
whipping.
Needs more pylons.
The R&D department is under a lot of pressure, and I've been onto them. It's like, are you still working? Are you still working on that? How are we going with the kittens?
They're
Gonna
mostly
make him cry. Jesus Christ.
they're mostly
they're
under
saying-
enormous pressure, given that they're fictional.
That doesn't stop them replying to me. I've been yelling at them for days, and they keep telling me next week.
Yeah.
So I will give them another lashing and let you know, Lampos. As soon as the VR kitties are ready,
Damn,
they will
dude.
be here and people will be fired because they're taking way too long.
In the Asus vein, and since we were talking about AR earlier, Asus have also
Yeah.
said that they're actually building a augmented reality headset that was due for release this year, but looking at it now, it's probably not going to be.
Yes.
Because they said, they reckon AR is the future of sort of more work related sort of stuff, which I could sort of
Yes.
see. I could sort of see happening.
Agency of life. Yes. Get
I mean,
it.
I would love. I mean, I think there's a space for both, like AR and VR.
Yes.
I think VR can do everything that AR does, but I think AR could feasibly be an easier way of getting what we essentially need from like imagine not having any monitors. You just put on your AR goggles and it projects monitors out in front of you, and you work that way.
Well, imagine
I-
imagine instead of having to constantly look to a teeny tiny screen while you're driving and taking your eyes for a few seconds off the road in order to check your GPS, the arrows or the path that you're meant to take is literally on the road, so you maintain your eyes there. Like, that would be great.
One of the interesting things
You
I actually
know?
saw in that vein also was a device that's on your car that actually tells you when it's okay to overtake, or if there's something if you need to brake. So it actually highlights like a route for you around the like the truck that's in front of you, even if you can't see. So that
That'd
was
be
a cool.
cool.
That was a cool
Like
thing.
it
I think
yeah.
AR and VR are two very different avenues, though, because VR is very like you're putting yourself
immersive.
inside of something, you're immersed in it, whereas AR is just enhancing physical things, like it's in front of you.
Augmenting.
Yeah, it's in front
It's
of
not
you, and
AR,
it's just giving
Keegz,
you
Jesus.
more information. AR, whatever. AR. Whenever I think of AR, like the biggest benefit I could see of it is like things like surgery or medical, like stuff like that. That's
Yes.
what I always think of with AR.
Keegz, we missed a fucking segue. Can we go back?
Okay.
From Deus Ex Augmentations to
Ah.
augmented reality. But
Oh.
hey.
But we were talking
We're
about
doing
VR.
VR, so yeah. Oh well. Yeah, okay. But yeah, okay, yeah. So they were talking about getting a AR headset out and about, but I don't think it's going to happen now. It's just something they talked about like late last year, like November last year. They announced it, I think. So who knows? It may still happen, but I think they're probably closer to working towards VR now.
Yes.
Should we move on to the next one?
Yes.
Keegz, have you been playing Overwatch?
Have I ever? Yes.
Have you been playing Overwatch with devs in a Korean gaming cafe?
In a PC bang? No.
So
Bong, but anyway.
members of the Overwatch team appeared at Korean PC. What's it called?
Bong.
PC bang.
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 Yeah, we're from Australia. It's called
Bang.
Bang, mate.
Bang.
Oh no, like even in like the States, like if you're speaking English, the word bang is bang, but it's a soft when you're speaking Korean. And because bang or bang is room, it's a computer room.
Korean PC
like
room.
PC bang, right? So like a nore is to sing, so norebang is actually the karaoke.
Oh, to sing, like a sing room.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, you were saying apparently members of the Overwatch dev team appeared at a PC bang
PC
in
bang.
Seoul. In Seoul, challenging other players to defeat them.
It was like a dance-off. I imagine there's music and like clicking of hands.
And spoilers, the devs got wrecked.
They did get wrecked, but some people were saying maybe they went easy on them. At the same time, I'm like, why would you? Surely you'd make it close if you're going easy on them. Surely you'd like be like, oh, they just win, or make it exciting. But no, they got thrashed.
I'm looking
Just
at these
because you made
photos
the
now,
game
by the
doesn't mean
way.
you're good at it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
no,
true.
hold up. I'm less concerned, like, I couldn't give two craps. Like, just looking at this article, I couldn't give two craps about whether or not the people who made the game were challenging other people, because in the end, if you're putting yourself in that position, you're just another player, right? You have to show everyone on, like, who's watching right now and who will watch in the future, because nowhere in Australia do the monitors in internet cafes look as schmick as they do here.
Yeah.
The other thing
It's like they got curved monitors, bro. Like
curved like Samsung
this sexy,
monitors.
man.
And also they've got the plushest leather chairs I ever seen in an internet cafe.
I know. See, they invest. Like they know.
I think also this particular PC bong is a famous one because I did a bit of research on it, and there's been a bunch of like famous people who went to this particular cafe. I think it's like a thing that happens.
It's a fancy one.
Yeah, it's just yeah. So apparently the visit was supposed to be secret, but someone posted on a forum that they were on their ways, like it must have got leaked or something. And it's all in Korean, so I can't read any of it. But apparently, and also when I click on the Twitter things, all of the tweets are protected, so I can't actually read them. So I've got a bunch of tweets here I can't read, so that wasn't very helpful. But it looks like a really nice internet cafe.
It doesn't look dirty at all.
No. I do wonder if they sort of cleaned up before they got there, or whether it was just that nice all the time.
Well, I mean, Korea, they take a lot of pride in keeping it clean and presentable for customers and stuff. Like it's a point of pride to not look. Yeah, it's a point of pride to not look like shit for your customers. Whereas here, like if you're in the service industry, I feel like today's generation don't take pride in it. Like when I used to work, just tangent, when I used to work at Auburn McDonald's, people know, close to my location. When I used to work at McDonald's, I like every time I was drive-through order taker, we were first in the state because I loved, being number one. I loved, being efficient. You want your hotcakes? I got you your hotcakes. That'll be this amount. You want fries with that? What size did you want? What sauce did you want? Like I took pride in knowing that you weren't waiting for your meal. Like you wanted your dose of obesity that tastes really good. I'll give you your dose of obesity that really tastes good. Like
I'll have one obesity burger, please.
You want
It's
two?
the damn best NPC burger you've ever had.
You want fries with that? Yeah. No, but like, having left McDonald's and everything, like not all the time, but sometimes when I go back and like, you order, and I know what it's like to be behind that counter. So there's no excuse. These kids don't care. I'll ask for a small 6 nugget meal, and I'll open it up when it's my fault as well for not checking while I'm there. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure if the name of the meal is called a 6 nugget meal, there should be 6, not 3 nuggets. Right? It's just like they don't, there's no point of pride of making sure your customer's order is correct.
No.
Or that the fries are actually standing upright in the paper bag, and like not greasing up the bottom of the bag kind of thing. And it's that same sentiment that I have is in Korea, where it's like, we'll make sure your drink looks pretty, not just for the aesthetics of everything, but because when you walk out, you have that like little symbol of, oh, you got it from this cafe, and they're like all put together and everything. So it's the same with the PC bongs. It's like, we want to give the best image, because if PC bong, if they take a photo, it's like, God forbid it looks yucky. Otherwise, no one will want to go there because ew.
I know they're also very, very popular over there as well. Or actually,
Yes.
quite a lot of Eastern countries that
You settle in for the night. You settle in. Like, that's why the chairs are there.
Yeah, I watched a documentary on some just Korean teens, and they're following them around. It's like, it was actually a really terrible documentary, because the guy went out there trying to teach them Western culture. He's like, we're going out partying or whatever. And they're like, okay, cool. They went
That's
out
not
for
a
dinner,
priority.
went to a PC bang, and just spent like nearly the whole night there. He goes, aren't you guys bored? You're just sitting around playing games. Don't you want to be social? They're like, we are being social. We're playing games together.
Yeah.
Like, and then they went to the nightclub. It's like, we can't hear each other. We're not really enjoying
It's like,
ourselves.
to be fair though, that's like immediately as soon as you said that, that's such a biased kind of like portrayal of the youth in Korea, because I know for a fact that it's similar to here, it's similar to the States. You've got your nerds or your geeks who will prioritize gaming over clubbing, just like me. Or you have the party animals who will go clubbing, just like me. I did both.
Yeah.
Hey! But like the fact is, like as soon as he, like, I'm guessing portrayed it as, oh, this is the only thing Korean kids are interested in. It's like, honey, you clearly haven't properly been like Korean clubbing with proper Korean crew. Like,
Korean crew in the house. Whoa.
I'm not even kidding. Okay, you think like, you know how there's that stereotype of getting white girl drunk? In Korea, girls who get drunk will fight over dancing on the podium. Like, they will fight over the podium.
I think that's across all international boundaries. I don't think that's any race specific. If there is a pole in a club, there's going to be bloodshed.
Oh my god. And it's not even like the negative connotation of it. It's, hell yeah, there's a pole, like, get down. It's so good. Or a podium, even if there's no pole, just the podium. Like, because you're elevated. For me, I would always go near the stage and the podium because of my SPD, and I didn't like everyone's BO. And because you're elevated away from everyone, you can't smell them.
Lampost's talking about game clubbing.
Oh god. What about Xenon? What about why would you say seal clubbing?
It seemed a natural progression from game clubbing.
It's just from what he said about game clubbing in my the clan I'm still kind of in now. When we used to play Battlefield 3, we used to have our pub nights, which was when we just go on a public server with all of us. There'd usually be about 20 of us, and we'd just get really, really drunk on TeamSpeak and go into a public server and just get drunk and play Battlefield. And I had more fun doing that than going out clubbing with, going out and getting absolutely wasted out of town, because for one, I wouldn't remember town. I'd usually end up in a fight, or I'd lose all my friends. or it'd only end up being like 3 of us.
Yeah.
So at least sitting down at a computer with 20 of us getting drunk, it was much more social, I thought.
I wouldn't remember it or I'd get lost.
I've had,
that's so
had some
good.
terrible times.
I've heard
in
stories
town
of Keegz.
getting drunk. Yeah, I've had some interesting times. I woke up once on the we have like our Parliament building. I woke up in their courtyard at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Like on the
just
lawn or
on
in the
one of
courtyard?
benches where it was because they have like it's just outside of the treasury.
Yeah.
They have a little courtyard there, and I woke up on one of the benches there at 5 o'clock in the morning, still drunk, just as like some of them were showing up to work. So there's all these guys in business suits sort of walking past me and looking at me with an upturned nose.
You
And I was,
homeless
like,
bum.
just woken up in a government building. I was hoping to get a job.
Oh.
This is Tuesday for Keegz.
Ow.
Last week.
I snorted and
Yeah, I'm not. I mean,
Okay.
I've never been like one to go clubbing or even just going to the pub. It's too noisy. I've never enjoyed it, and I'm at the stage now where it's not something I'll ever do now. So, I can see why people enjoy it. I don't. I'd rather stay at home and yell at people on TeamSpeak and do a podcast. Yay!
As Lampos says, gay clubbing has become quite dangerous, especially in the States. Our heart goes out to
oh,
the
I
people that were
know.
caught up in that
Horrific,
mass shooting. It was pretty.
I just like. Okay, so apparently, some sources are saying that the father of the shooter gave the excuse that his son saw two guys kissing, and that's what set him off. But
Yeah,
it's
I
just
heard that
like, even if that were true, two guys kissing, but, that's not I don't care how offended you are.
I don't think
Two
that's
people.
I don't think that's the
You
reason.
know,
I
you
think
to
there's
shoot
It's clearly
up
not
there's an
people.
entire
stable.
story gone on before this happened. I would say.
And
Like,
then I'm thinking, and a lot of people as well are thinking, was this must have been planned because it's smack bang in the middle of Pride Month. And it's just like, really? And then there have been articles that I've been reading of people on social media just applauding and celebrating the fact that, oh yeah, no, it's okay, God doesn't like gay people, so this is why he let it happen.
I haven't seen any of that. All the stuff I've seen has been gun control stuff, like pro and against. So,
I will send you the link to the.
Don't. I'm okay being completely
You're okay.
ignorant of that. It's like I think
I'm just appalled, and
Yeah.
the only, one of my friends commented, going, these people have outed themselves, and now I can delete them.
yes.
I'm shocked I was friends with them in the first place, and I
it's
go,
like yes,
Yeah.
when something like this happens, at least you can go through and cull all of the the horrible
bigots and
dregs of
the-
humanity
yeah.
from your lists, because you see
And that's
the
what
true
I
colours.
was saying. I was saying that through all this negative hate that they're spouting, at least the positive that comes out of it is that they're outing themselves. It's like whenever the topic of rape gets involved, like the Brock Turner case, which has my blood boiling, as seeing as I'm a victim myself, but it. Every time rape comes up, homosexuality or just not being heterosexual comes up. Whenever, religious extremism comes up or feminism comes up, it's like, okay, if you're gonna out yourself, okay, just stay there. Just don't, at least you're there, and I know not to associate with you or entertain any semblance of opinion you think you have.
Yeah. Well, there's two things
It's
that
horrible.
I just wanted to say. The first was that in my Twitter, actually my social media sphere, I am surrounded by people who all have much more or less the same opinion as me, and I think you start to get the view of everybody thinks the same way. There's only a very small minority few that don't. But then I went on to somebody linked through something else, like saying, oh, look at this idiot. I went and looked at his Twitter feed, and then I went and looked at what he'd said, and then looked at his Twitter feed, and his Twitter feed is all the direct opposite of all the things that I'm seeing. It's all pro-gun, anti-LBGT stuff, and I'm like, wow, his entire feed is like this. There's almost nobody saying the opposite, like what is on my feed. And I'm like, this is his social sphere, and it's so compellingly different to mine. I'm like, it's two completely different worlds, but we're both in the same place. It was bizarre to see like someone who had such a completely different view to what I thought was the norm. Like, cause my opinion is that the US really needs more gun control, or really, to be honest, to have guns taken off them. LGBT, there's not more, a lot more work needs to be done there for, their rights. Everybody's human,
Now
nobody's
QI,
different.
I think at the end.
Oh yeah, what is the QI?
At the end.
I saw QII something earlier, and I thought it was a typo or somebody was being ironic, but I don't know what it stands
because
for.
one of my trans friends recently made a status about Orlando, and she Chelsea, she put the QI at the end.
So you don't know what it's
let
for.
let me do the little search engine.
I'm trying
Right
to
now.
now, and all I've come up with is Queensland
L.
International Institute. I'm like,
L.
don't think that's it.
What is it? LG.
LGBTQI. The one I saw was
Oh,
QII.
QIA.
QI, there we go.
All right, here we go. So, LGBT abbreviation for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, an umbrella term that is used to refer to the community as a whole. Our center, or the ucdavis.edu, uses LGBTQIA to intentionally include and visibilize the queer, intersex, and asexual communities under our umbrella. Oh.
Man, that's going to end up being a very, very
long
Long
acronym.
acronym. Yeah.
What about the Foxkin and the what else is there? The
Well, that's
Apache, identified as Apache helicopters.
Well, that's
Apache.
that's
That's what the A stands for.
that's not is it would you consider that a sexuality or just a preference / fetish? Huh.
If you identify as one, I guess it's a.
If I identify as a furry, I think I have to put an F on the end.
So it would be
I understand
LGBTQ.
I understand that they want to include anybody. Wouldn't they just say something like people of all sexual identification?
I think that's
Yeah.
probably the way it's
Making
actually going to
this big,
go.
long-
They'll make a 3-letter
Yeah, so-
acronym meaning everybody.
Yeah.
So Lempos just said asexual ? And so to answer your question, Lovely, to be asexual is to be without sexual feelings or associations, and to be an asexual is be a person who has no sexual feelings or desires. You can feel love, you can feel romance.
Isn't asexual someone who can? Oh, it's mostly seen in bugs and animals.
Mate with themselves.
Yeah, someone who can reproduce on their own. Is that asexual or is that something else?
It's something else. I know what you're talking about.
Without asexual is without sexual feelings or associations.
Okay.
That means that you aren't sexual at all.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which is
so,
weird. Why would I don't without being offensive, why would you include them in a list of people who identify sexually as different when you're including somebody who doesn't identify sexual at all?
I think it's purely for mechanical reasons. Like it's like we have all these, we should include this one as well. Just for the
But
sake of
then, like,
completeness.
Yeah.
Because
But
it's a
then, like,
preference as
for-
well, or like at least because it's still
It is, and I get
somewhere
that,
on the
but then-
spectrum. No, I get you.
But like
Yeah.
the LGBT community are people who identify as gay or and other sexualities like trans and yada yada.
I've got another
So-
one for you.
They're
I was
going
reading
away from straight, basically, like the
heterosexual.
the
Can we say
heterosexual
other than
community, so-
heterosexual? That
Yeah.
covers everybody.
This is getting.
But actually, that doesn't
very
cover
messy.
everybody. What about transgender people?
but
that's
then-
not
but
that's not a
'cause
sexual preference. Shit.
Well, that's that's an identification.
I
isn't it?
think
That's,
for
it's
I
getting
think for
very
the-
messy.
yeah.
I'm pulling out. I'm pulling out. I'm avoiding.
you're tapping out. You're tapping. I
I'm
think
done.
I think in general the attempt to include everyone here is because the people who fall under the umbrella have been discriminated against, or at the very least like not very least, but like have been, boxed away and considered, abnormal in comparison to heterosexuals. So I think that's why, even asexuals get discriminated against, like the amount of, oh, you just haven't met the right person, or what's wrong with you, or the very bigoted, oh, you just haven't been with me kind of thing.
Yes.
Right? It's like, oh, I could fix that. It's like,
Yes.
no.
No,
Right?
that's a good
So yeah, well, yeah, so with that, I think that's why those specific ones are included in that acronym. And obviously with the inclusion of QIA, instead of just having the 4 letters, it's us, being more open and trying to at least be more aware of our fuck-ups in the past of discriminating against people who aren't necessarily heteronormative. So, yeah. It's a step in the right direction, even if we get to a stupidly long acronym, we're trying, and somewhere along the way, we'll find a super duper awesome shorter acronym that just summarizes everything. But for now, if it gets any longer, I'm not going to be too fussed. It just means we're more aware of things we need to work on.
I've just opened up a page called the Gender Wiki, and I was looking for non-binary genders because this is something I
It's
only
called
learnt about.
Tumblr.
No, don't be. Tumblr is a wonderful place of good and bad and ugly, and
So-
sometimes very beautiful.
Very broad spectrum.
Broad
Tumblr.
spectrum.
Yes.
God bless, or deity bless.
Yes. So I was looking up non-binary genders because I wasn't entirely sure on what it was, and oh my god, I've opened up a Pandora's box. So
Oh, you have.
non-binary genders include androgynous, intergender, agender, multiple gender, bigender and pangender, gender fluid, demigender, amalgagender, and culturally specific gender identity. Like holy shit! Turns out the world is a big, wide spectrum of people, as it turns out.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
no way.
Who'd have thought?
People have different ideas.
Holy dooly.
Holy
Holy
dooly.
dooly.
It turns out not
Holy
everybody is
dooly.
white, middle class, and privileged like us.
Or male.
Or some of us. Or male, yeah.
God, 6 months.
It's a wide world out there.
Oh my god, the people who come to watch this in the future will be like, oh god, there she goes with her feminazi ways. Oh, shut up. Let me school you.
Man, I love gaming. Why are we an hour in and talking about pansexual?
Why I came here for the pew pew.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about
Speaking of the pew pews,
pew
the
pew.
division.
Yes.
Whew. Keegz,
meant
you brought
to
her
do
out, thank
that.
God.
Speaking of the divide of different sexualities, the division by Tom Clancy.
Perfect.
The divide on people who are good little gamers and people who cheat. Is this what we're
That's
talking
right.
about? Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yep.
Let's get
The
it.
characters in the division who we do not know anything about their sexualities.
However,
Because
we
they're
do.
AI.
Oh, the character. Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
They have brought the banhammer down.
Yes.
Banhammer on the division. I have the wrong screen open, you spanner. What are you doing? What are you doing? I actually don't have the
Holy
division open.
Holy dooly.
Holy dilly.
I love that. That's so good.
I've
Oh, hello.
Keegz, you have to leave with this one because I've closed the tab that had it open.
Okay. All right. So
Oh god.
I know a little bit about this one, thankfully. So Division has been having a really big issue with hackers for pretty much since launch. Let's be honest, which it just got worse and worse. So finally, they've decided to do something about it, and they brought down the ban hammer strong and hard.
Yay.
And already they have banned over 30,000 accounts.
Yes.
a lot of accounts by anyone's standards.
3,800 have been permanent
Permanent.
I love this. They go, as a direct result of this improved cheat detection, last month we announced the biggest wave of the biggest wave of of suspensions and bans to date. This marked the beginning of an intensive campaign during which actions were taken against a total of over 30,000 accounts, including 3,800 permanent bans. This led to a significantly improved experience, particularly in the dark zone. Hey! So, apparently, Ubisoft says we will now start applying permanent bans on first offense when players are caught using cheat engines, and we will communicate clearly when new banned waves are taking place. Yay!
Yay, ban waves.
Now, there's
Ban
one thing
waves
I
have been
noticed
rolling.
about this, apart from the obvious, like, oh, yay, banning cheaters, hooray, was one of the lines in the thing. It's like, we've now decided to push our policy, blah, blah, blah. We will now start applying permanent bans on the first offence when players are caught using cheat engines, and we will and this is the bit I was interested in, we will communicate clearly when new ban waves are taking place. That implies to me that they're not going to be banning people on the fly. They're actually going to be doing ban waves every X amount of time.
That's pretty common practice though. It's generally when what they generally do is like there'll be a new hack out or a new group of hacks which is working well and becomes popular. They'll get hold of this, slowly work out how it's working, how they can stop it.
Yeah.
They'll wait a little bit until they've got it perfectly, and then more people come on board, and then they'll just do a wave and just ban that hack, which will catch everybody that subscribed to it. Because they do the same thing in CSGO. There'll just be waves of bans where they finally get like the hack that's popular at the time, work it out, and then ban everybody using it, and it'll just be like a massive number of people all of a sudden get banned.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm glad you said that, because in my head immediately when you guys emphasized that, I immediately thought, oh great, so the hackers and the cheaters will have notification to go, oh okay, crap, I'll just not use it while I play for the next week and I'll be good, and then start up again. But if in that case somehow they suss out, they have it, on their account and whatnot, and they have been using it, then that's great. Yeah. Hopefully,
they'll usually figure out what it is and give it a little bit of time until they, reverse engineer it and understand how it works, because they learn more from knowing exactly how the hack works and how to stop it later on and whatever. And then eventually they'll put in a patch, or they won't even put in a patch, or it'll be a really small patch that you don't even know about, and it'll just like update the game a little bit. Next thing, bang, like a big wave of people get banned.
Hey! Big wave of people on Twitter going, hey, at Ubisoft, why can't I play the Division anymore? What the fuck? I can't connect to the server.
What the fuck is this?
It's like, oh, what's your gamer tag, and we'll see, or like,
let's see if we can figure out
what's your PlayStation Network tag, and it's like, oh yeah, you've been banned. Thank you.
They told me 100% undetectable. What is this? What is this?
What is this?
What is this, bro?
What is
I don't understand. So the Division's not a game I've played. Keegz, you played a little bit, didn't you?
I only played the beta.
You played the beta a little bit.
I've got a few friends that play it quite a bit, and they enjoy it, I guess. I don't know. I never really got into it. It's a bit too grindy for me.
And it's like Ubisoft, so I'm like, no.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great looking game and whatever. It was just, I just felt it was the same thing over and over.
That's pretty much everyone I've spoken to said there's like 2 weeks worth of content, and after that there's no reason to actually log in again.
Yeah.
So, Jesus Christ.
It's like it's all just grindy after that.
Everything after that, like once you finish the main game, everything after that is to do with the dark zone, which is where all the hackers are, which is why people are so upset about this. But then, like, you hit this, you finish the sort of story part of the game, and then there is more after that, but the level of grindiness changes from pretty high to astronomical to continue going on in the game. Like, you're just grinding and grinding and grinding, trying to find new guns and upgrades and whatever, which is not for me. But some people are into that sort of thing. They like the work for reward sort of game.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
this is
some
a lot
people
of
it's,
work.
some people it provides value. Other people don't. Other people hate it. So.
I mean, it's social and fun, so I got nothing against it. But yeah, just not for me.
Shall we move on to Star Trek VR?
You'll have to
Ooh.
take this one because I need to use the little boys' room.
Okay.
I know, so do I.
We
Well,
can't
the
both use it at the
little
same
girl,
time.
I need to tinkle time.
Okay.
All right. Should I just read this while he goes tinkle time first?
Okay.
All right. Star Trek actors take series first VR game for a spin. Let's see. Oh, so apparently I did not read this article, but apparently they're using
So they're using the Oculus Rift with
The
the
Oculus
optional
Rift.
hand controllers, and they've got 3 actors: Carl Urban, Jerry Ryan, and LeVar Burton, who are all in Star Trek at some point.
And it's called Bridge Crew.
Yep, Star Trek Bridge
Bridge
Crew.
Crew?
And it takes place in a sort of fiction, not even fictionalized. It's a this is an Ubisoft game as well. Well, there was a segue. Goddamn, never mind. So it's basically you are on a ship, basically on the bridge of a ship called the Aegis, and you basically pilot it from place to place, doing sort of story-based missions or sort of multiplayer fetch quest type missions as well. So the only real drawback to this game, I think, is the fact that everybody requires a VR headset, and they're ridiculously expensive. So the market for this, I think, is going to be fairly low.
It's an interactive 4-player experience that casts players as the captain or either a tactical, engineering, or helm officer aboard the starship Aegis. It is the sci-fi franchise's first ever virtual reality game, and is created by publisher Ubisoft and developer Red Storm Entertainment.
Yeah, this is something this sounds like Pulsar, but better, also in VR. Oh, it's actually coming to the Rift, the Vive, and the PlayStation VR, so there you go.
I wonder if it's going to be as amazing as the last fucking failure of a game that Star Trek put out.
Oh.
It's made
A
by...
2-player co-op one.
I don't remember who makes it. It was somebody who'd made a game that was actually half decent. Red Storm Entertainment. I think they also made... I can't remember who they made. What else they made now? No, I've lost it. I did have another page open with all that info on it, but I think I'll close that too. So yeah, basically you're on the bridge of the starship. It resembles the Enterprise, and essentially you do Star Trek-y type stuff and press buttons and launch missiles and go to red alert a lot. Not being a particularly big Trek fan, it doesn't appeal to me that much. Although I like the idea of sitting down with like 4 friends and being, piloting a ship together. But we've done that.
I like tribbles.
Tribbles.
Tribbles. I've got a tribble right here.
Hey.
It's Tribble.
The little fluffy animal thing that fills up vents.
Oh. Well, I've got an
Takes
angry
over the
bird.
ship and multiplies.
I've got an angry bird and a stuffed sheep.
Oh.
God.
That's my favourite.
I've got a cat bug that talks and a turret from Portal 2.
Does that talk?
Yeah, the turret does. Yeah.
Does it go?
Are you still
No hard
here?
feelings.
Yeah, it just says, "Are you still there?"
Are you still there?
It's sad. It has commitment issues when I live there.
So it releases this fall, which I guess is probably autumn for no, it'll be spring for us, which will be in about 3 to 6 months. In real times.
Yeah. I don't
It's
know
also-
how it'd be a cool idea, but being VR, obviously you're probably quite limited. Maybe I don't know. I really need to see more about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's almost no information about it apart from there's one photo of the 3 of them going, "Oh wow," and then there's their reaction sort of stuff that they released. So it's interesting to see. I'd like to see how it goes. Yeah, and I think
I'll have to play Pulsar again soon. It's had a couple of big updates.
that's what I've been hearing. We'll have to organise the plebs and do like a live stream or something.
Yeah. Well, when I get
When you get your NBNs.
the NBN, yeah, Have a big stream.
Sounds good. Cool. Shall we move on to our last headline of the day?
We shall indeed.
This is an update to a topic that we discussed back in
We should have talked about this one earlier.
Why? Oh, because well, yes, we should have done. We're shit with segues today. So this is a topic that we discussed, I think, about 4 weeks ago. I can't remember if it was the previous podcast, or the one before that, or the one before that. It's one we discussed recently. It was a developer called Dream Games making a game called Operation Caucasus, and somebody basically asked for a review key, and they had an LGBT sort of wavy rainbow style icon for their sort of avatar in Facebook, because they said, oh, ask us on Facebook for a key, and the developer basically came back with, we don't support LGBT, fuck off. And
fuck you.
That was a direct quote.
Yeah.
We don't support LGBT. Fuck off. And so this is what happened like a month ago.
Hey, they said please.
They did say please.
Yeah.
So
It was
and
posted
then
1st of June, so it must have been our last podcast. It was 2 weeks ago.
Well, the last podcast was 31st of May, I think, or 30th of May even. It may have been.
Because
I forget now.
the post on Steam says 1st of June.
Oh, it says 2nd of June. Oh, that was when it's updated, probably. Okay, so basically what happened was they then doubled down and said, we'll never support LGBT, writing in a forum under the official sort of Dream Games account. This is our free will, fuck off, we're allowed to do what we want. And as they went on a whole tirade to say, we don't support this crap and we're not going to give you free keys. And then on the, I think, 2nd of June or something like that, it was like a day after or 2 days after, there was a very short thing posted on their Facebook page which basically says, at Dream Games we feel very sorry for the current situation. We have fired both editor and managing director for the team. We will make sure situations like this never happen in the future. I'm actually not sure where Dream Games is actually based. I'm thinking it's probably either Russia or the Ukraine, given the way that they don't their English is not particularly good. There's a whole thing about it here. The thing that they wrote in the forum post was all sort of like, it was really bad English, so it's obviously English is not their first language.
I'm pretty sure they were Russian.
Yeah, I've got a sneaking suspicion they might have been Russian.
The one of the quotes is, "You don't like our this decide.
Yes.
You can flag this game. This is your free will, and this decide our free will."
We don't need their and your money, and if you're there from LBGT, we don't like. No, this is what. Yeah, this is the rest of it. Yeah, so. English probably not first language. There may have been a slight language barrier there, but it's fairly obvious that the person who was out doing their PR stuff, or at least was, basically public facing, had a pretty big chip on their shoulder about something.
Not to speak for the entire country, but I know that Russia does have a pretty anti-gay culture.
It's very much gays don't exist kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is such a shame.
Damn commies.
Yeah.
Just
Blame the
slip
commies.
that one in there. Jesus Christ.
Damn commies.
Hey, if we have music in this podcast, most likely they won't be able to listen to it anyway.
Oh damn.
We have music at the start, and I'm like pretty much especially that, like, Russia's not so bad, but Germany is the worst. If you have any music in your thing at all, regardless of whether it's pseudo copyrighted, it's pretty much banned in Germany. Every video I post gets like, this video is banned in some countries, and you look at the countries like, yeah, it's Germany.
Any video that I've had like copyright music in it's usually open to every other country other than Russia, because they have a very specific like that almost government area that's solely for music. I can't remember what it's called, but it's something that you, outside of Russia, you actually have to be part of this Russian policy thing. You have to pay for to be able to play your music within Russia.
Damn.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember talking about this in a podcast probably about a year ago.
I think I brought it up before,
yeah.
because it was one of my armor videos. I had Highway to the Danger Zone in, and it got flagged, or didn't get flagged, but it got picked up, and it said this is not available in Russia because of yada yada yada. I'm like, oh yeah. So I looked it up and found out that there's a very specific thing within Russia that if you are any form of musical artist, if you are not part of this club or whatever it is within Russia that you have to pay a membership for, you cannot play your music in Russia.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean,
they must have terrible.
I don't
they
know.
Must have terrible concerts over there, because I don't think many people are going to want to pay for
Oh
that.
dear.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I can sort of see where they were trying to go, like basically unify it and simplify it, and say basically if you want to play music, you pay this fee rather than having to pay a fee for copyrights and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I think probably the way they've done it is maybe not the right way. But who am I to tell you how to run your fucking country? Xenon, that too, motherfuckers. Okie doke.
Yeah, boy.
Shall we? Has anyone else got to say on Operation Caucasus? Oh, I actually misspelled that. It was supposed to be Caucasus, not Caucus.
Caucasus.
Hang on, let me fix that. Watch me fix it magically in real times. Caucasus. There we go. Caucasus. Fixed. Okay. Shall we move on? Anyone else got anything to say before we move on to our next topic? No. E3 coverage! Yay!
Hey.
I have not been covering E3 at all. I've basically been looking through news articles going, oh, that's E3 related. Let's talk about that. Keegz, you watched a little bit of E3 stuff today.
A very tiny, small
Very
amount.
tiny
yes.
amount. Milky, what have you seen of E3? Nothing, apparently.
Okay. No, I have seen supposedly until 2 a.m. we will not be sure. I'm trying to speak carefully here because
As
you
America's
can't tell.
representative of Microsoft.
No, this is me unofficially.
Microsoft's tomorrow. So.
I'm not 2 a.m. So in like 4 hours.
Is that when it starts or when it finishes?
No,
It
2
starts.
a.m. for us. So let's see. I can say all the things here. Upcoming events for the E3 countdown.com. So in 4 hours, 15 minutes, and 39 seconds is the Microsoft presentation. The PC gaming show is 6 hours, 45 minutes, and 30 seconds. Ubisoft's presentation is in 7 hours, 45 minutes, and 26 seconds. Sony's presentation is in 12 hours, 45 minutes, and 20 seconds. And lastly, Nintendo is in 1 day, 3 hours, 45 minutes, and 14 seconds.
Nintendo going last, that's interesting.
Yeah, I have, anyone can go to the countdown page at www.e3countdown.com. So yeah, in 4 hours and 15 minutes, literally gonna be up,
But hang on,
at
are you gonna
2
watch?
a.m.
Are you gonna watch the
Eastern
entire
Standard
thing
Time. Yeah.
Until,
well,
like,
Microsoft's one, yeah.
until like 4 or 5 a.m.?
Only like an hour or two, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not like the longest thing. It's like an hour-ish.
Okay, well, that's not so bad.
for us in Australia, the East Coast, it's 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And in the States, Pacific Time, it's actually at 9:30 a.m. So hey.
Good morning for everyone.
Yeah. So you were saying, what have I heard? Apparently during the Bethesda presentation, either Bethesda's presentation or EA's presentation, the latest Xbox got leaked. Xbox got leaked. So hang on, I saved it.
The 4K ready Xbox
Give
Slim.
me a
thing.
moment. Yeah.
Doesn't Xbox put out 4K if you have a compatible display?
Yeah. So
It was a loaded question, wasn't it?
Apparently the marketing for it says sleeker, slimmer, sharper, introducing the new Xbox One S, featuring a 40% smaller console, a 2TB hard drive, 4K Ultra HD video, high dynamic range, a streamlined controller, and vertical stand.
You know that
Yeah,
it-
you like this to me looks very similar. Like because I personally don't know. I say this with a smile, but honestly, I don't. It like I think by now because everyone can easily go on the Xbox website, suss out the aesthetics of their marketing and how they present their information and mimic that, just like how on April Fool's Day, was it last year or this year, where we had the iWave, where it's like, oh, the new iPhone update allows you to charge your phone with your microwave. Like, and because the marketing for it, explaining it, looked like it came straight from like a PR packet and straight from the website, some people did it.
It's
Like
funny.
some people did it just to be funny and be little idiots, but then some people genuinely did do that, like stick their phones in the microwave thinking it would charge. So going on that, where the fake marketing looked genuine, this may or may not be, from an outsider perspective, similar to that, in the sense that the marketing looks very, very convincing.
So this
That's all I'm
sounds
gonna
very
say.
much like just a revision of the Xbox. It's not.
Well, yeah, it is.
it's
It's
not
not
even-
like a brand new console.
Well, it's not
That's
even
why
that.
it's still
It's
called.
like
That's
it's-
why in quotation marks, it's going to be called the Xbox One S. For me, I'm like, would S be the added thing in the name?
X-Bones.
Because because it just screams people who tried to do the April Fools for iPhone, because the iPhones are called
and the
the
S,
six,
the S
the
generation.
S.
Yeah.
and stuff. I do like, for what it's worth, this so-called may or may not be real. This marketing, I love the fact that the controller is white, the Xbox is white, save for a few bits of it that are black. It looks nice.
Isn't this the
Even
same
though it
thing
may
they
not
did
be
with
fake.
the Xbox 360's like bigger version? They made it
Yeah,
white.
so the originally, or like, cause I know the economic model of it was just like a straight kind of box. It didn't have the sexy curves like the Coca-Cola bottle. And that was like the cheaper version of it. Like it was like the Xbox 360e, because it was the economic version of it.
When it's standing
Um,
vertically, it looks so much like the PS3.
I was
But in
about
white.
yeah,
It's
but in white,
A
yeah.
few
crazy.
people have said that. I think Microsoft is somewhat shooting themselves in the foot by releasing this at E3, and I think like Sony is purposefully not said that they're going to say anything about their new system at E3, and I don't think they will, because they're waiting for Microsoft to pull out their cards first. Because everybody
Yeah.
knows that Sony is also bringing out the PS 4.5. I think
yeah.
it has a name now. I can't. It's got a weird name. I
What?
can't remember what it is.
Oh.
PlayStation Plus.
But,
Oh wait, they've already got that. Shit.
No.
Callum's calling
No,
me out on my prejudice. Ah, foiled by Callum. Damn.
Damn
Milky,
it, damn it.
confirmed
Damn.
sexist and racist.
Yeah,
Confirmed. Damn.
Yeah. But I think this might be a problem for Microsoft, that they're pulling it out in something big like this. I think hardware things, especially when they're not even next gen. I mean, both of these consoles from
They just
Microsoft
came out.
and from Sony. Yeah, but from Microsoft
Sony?
and from Sony. These
Sony.
aren't.
Yes.
These
Keep
aren't.
saying
Yeah.
Sony.
So, keep saying so.
Because it's
And from Sony.
lonely.
It's only low.
Lonely Sony. These aren't next gen consoles. These
No,
are
they're just-
VR ready consoles.
Well, they're not even
Mm.
VR ready, really, because they don't have the
Yeah.
power to run. I mean, they'll run basic
They
VR
don't.
games, but you're really looking at a high-end PC to run them 90 FPS plus, which is really what you
Yeah,
want.
but
Well, that's
But-
it.
but-
At
yeah.
work, because the way we've set the VR demo up is, we have the VR peripherals, like, the actual headset and everything, hooked up to the PC. So we have an Alienware, we have an Alienware PC, right, running it, and then we have the Alienware PC plugged into our Xbox One, or one of our Xbox Ones, and we have the Xbox One plugged into the Surface Hub, which is like a $30,000 worth, like, big Surface PC just mounted on the wall, right? And so in order for all the VR stuff to be connected to the screen so you can see what person is going through and what they're looking at, we run it through the Xbox One. So people who are waiting in line or who are experiencing it will ask, oh, so you just need the Xbox to run this, right? It's like, no, actually you need Windows 10 and a very, very powerful PC.
Yeah.
So yeah, no console currently on the market can holds the power, the juice to run VR. Proper, gumption VR. So yeah.
I wonder if you could run
consoles aside.
Yes.
Oh, but actually, before
Consoles aside, 'cause this is all coming tomorrow.
Just before we go on, apparently the S stands for Slim, so that may be where the S came from.
Yeah. I heard it was called Slim, which is kind of like, oh, the PlayStation 2 Slim. Anyway,
well,
consoles
we
aside,
had
'cause
Slim on the Xbox 360 too.
You do. I think everybody jumped on the Slim bandwagon for the bigger hard drives and slimmer textures, so it fits with your TVs and your DVD players.
It's one of the buzzwords. It's an industry buzzword. Buzzword.
We wanna fit with your feng shui and glass tabletops and all that stuff that they think everybody has who doesn't, where they just shove it on their TV and nobody ever talks about it again. But anyway.
Aww.
Consoles aside,
Yes.
Microsoft's things coming out at 2 a.m. on our time, 4 p.m. GMT, as I looked up before to give everybody else. Anyway, the games that have been out so far that have seemed to have gained hype.
Yes.
I've refreshed my memory of the things that people have somewhat talked about. So Battlefield 1, which everybody was super hyped about, they had an hour of gameplay. Live gameplay of Battlefield 1, and it looked, it was good. Looked alright. Graphics are cool.
Yeah, I watched a couple of the videos, but it's like
just trailed off.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it. It's like, is there actually going to be a story in this game, or is it just going to be open multiplayer?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know whether they'll have a single player. I mean, Battlefield 4 had single player. Battlefield 3 had single player. Hardline, I don't believe had single player. Somebody might want to correct me, but I never played it. But like, Battlefield 4 was alright. Battlefield Hardline was crap. Battlefront was crap.
Yeah.
So this Battlefield 1, everybody's super hyped about because they're going back to the old, World War I days. It's like the new 1942 game. The graphics look great. The gameplay looked like all the others. So
yeah, it did.
I'm kind of like, well, unless there's really something new about it, it's gonna die. Like all the others, it's just gonna die. I mean,
yeah.
Battlefront is a good representation because when you play it, it looked amazing. You're like, wow, this is incredible. And then after about 2 days, when you got over that, wow, everything looks incredible, and then actually understood how the game worked.
There was no substance.
There was no substance to it at all.
It was all icing, no cake.
That's exactly right. It was.
And
all
you
looks
need
no
the
pizzazz.
sponge, otherwise it's too sweet.
You need
too much.
something to draw you into it. Like there needs to be a reason to enjoy playing it, other than just the looks alone. Because looks are only skin deep.
Yeah. Otherwise, how do you explain the success of Minecraft? How do you explain, the success of like all these indie games who aren't, in 4K and how the graphics were. Like I hate that argument so
and
much.
EA always uses this buzzword about all their games, and as soon as I hear it, I cringe now. They always say immersion. It's like the sounds, the looks, you feel like you're actually there. I mean, that's great for a while. And like, wow, I really do feel like I'm in Battlefield. And then I realized, I've just got to cap that flag. I was like, I've capped that flag now.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go cap that flag. It's like, oh yeah, cool, all right.
Oh, okay,
I'm fully immersed in this flag capping. This is awesome.
I know what you mean because I just read that EA describes it as an original, authentic narrative in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Authentic and original.
Narrative is fucking. That's a
That's a
bit of a
stretch.
stretch.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I don't
It's
recall
damn,
much
dude.
narrative involved in it other than going, they're capturing the point, quick.
Oh
It's like,
god. Or it's
alright, I know
like
my purpose.
it's like EA says that it takes place in a different timeline we have yet to explore with our EA Star Wars titles.
Yeah.
We have yet
Yeah.
to explore. I love
EA
it.
is
Oh,
becoming a bit
bless.
predictable these days. It's really nothing new anymore.
They really are.
Regardless of that though, like positive with EA, I do like whoever is manning their Twitter account for Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
Yeah.
That
Plants-
shit is adorable. Just keep it coming. Keep those
Garden Warfare
corny,
2.
cheesy. Oh my god, keep it coming.
Garden Warfare 2 does not get enough credit. That is actually a really good game.
Such a good game. Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, so while they try to be all epic and you know that voiceover guy who does like everything, it's like a deep voice. He's not
the
What?
Steve
Yeah.
Olsover guy.
yeah, it's
Progress.
like in a land before war, like doo-doo.
This summer.
Yeah, right. So that thing, like, it's that sentiment that they're trying to do, an original, authentic narrative, like that kind of thing.
Are
they're
you
trying to
ready
do here.
for World War One? This summer, coming to a game near you.
2016.
I
No,
think the guy
so-
you're talking about is called Don LaFontaine, and he's
he die?
Yeah, like, Aw.
yes, he did. I
Not
think
that long ago?
in
Yeah.
2008 or so.
Aw.
Yeah, he did over 5,000
he's-
film trailers.
The
Jesus
pioneer of
Christ.
film trailers. Yeah.
in a land. No, so yeah, they're trying to have that energy and aura around Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it's not going over so well because it's like, are you taking the piss? like what?
I haven't played it
whereas-
since it came out. I played it for about 2 weeks, then played it again. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
it wasn't even 2 weeks. It was about to be a week.
Yeah,
Bought it,
whereas
played it,
like
got bored.
Plants vs Zombies, they get it just right with the marketing because it's not taking itself seriously and it's just, hey, look, it's an imp with, you know, a barbecue set, or like an
Yeah.
imp and a shrimp robot. Like, it's funny, haha. Or like the Colonel Corn, he's the barbecue set, and that's why he's wrapped in tinfoil. Like, it's funny.
I think they had more more artistic sort of reach with Plants vs Zombies. 'cause
That's
they could really go
true.
wherever they wanted with it. Whereas
Because
they,
it's
like
with
the
PopCap.
Star Wars,
Like,
the
it's
Star Wars
Disney,
universe.
it's Star Wars, it's, you know,
Yeah.
they have less, you know,
There's-
yeah.
the
I get
Star
it.
Wars, they sort of had to stick to whatever they knew. But disregarding
funny,
that, it
though.
was still it wasn't much of a game, Battlefront. However, sticking with EA, there's
Mhm.
also another game. And speaking of like their terrible picking of things coming out, there's Titanfall 2. I mean, why? What,
Did you call it
Because the first one
terrible?
was so good, Keegz. Everybody loved it.
Yeah, it was
Wait,
amazing.
did I hear
lasted
hear
about 2
sarcasm, or
weeks.
are you actually serious?
No, that was
It-
that was
it-
full
I
on
think it
sarcasm.
was.
That was about as sarcastic as
Yeah,
I
that
Oh
that was,
damn!
was
I
slash
really
as-
like. I was alpha and beta testing Tittyfall. Yes, Tittyfall. Like, I love that so much.
You were in a
I
minority of
like
one.
the beta.
Wait.
I enjoyed
For
it. but
2
I,
weeks. For 2 weeks, up until 2 weeks after it came out, and then all the 12 to 14-year-olds memorized the maps, got better than me, and I'm an old grandma who hasn't memorized shit. Oh, you young whippersnappers, oh, come back here. That was my kill.
I sort of saw the future with that when I was playing the beta. I'm like, this is a pretty cool game. It's fresh, it's new-ish, and,
Yeah.
and, like it's kind of a cross between COD and I don't know, like a Hawken or something like that. It was kind of cool.
I loved the wall running.
Yeah.
I loved the stand by for Titanfall. And then the ability to, if you time it right, your Titan, when deploying and going
Squash 'em.
onto Earth and just squash people. Like,
Yeah.
it was the best. Or the fact that you could volley the missiles between Titans, or if you meleeed another Titan hard enough, like, got him down
Pull the
to, like,
dude
yeah,
out.
you could pull the other pilot out and just throw
Yeah.
him away and just, like,
It
it's
was
great.
cool. Like,
Or,
you felt powerful. It was fast. It was interesting.
Or, like, you
The-
know,
having the
the
bots was a bit weird. That
yeah, or
was-
like
I
the
don't know if I remember
KOs,
that.
the KOs, like if you sneak up behind someone, you just break their neck. I was so obsessed with it because in some morbid way, I loved this, like, it was, but I loved it, like, the soundbite for the neck breaking, I just made a compilation. I would always be like, Xbox, record that, like, every time, and I made a compilation of myself. Like, I should upload it or whatever,
Oh,
or
you're
if I
playing
still
on the
have it,
console.
but
That's
it's
probably why
like,
you enjoyed it so much.
I loved it so much. And then, the melee, when you're in front of someone is just to kick them. Like, it was great. I loved it. And I was always MVP with hard point, protecting your point. I was a camping bitch, but no one took my point. Okay? I protected that bitch. I had the highest points for defense, none for offense, but I don't give a fuck. I was good. Okay.
I respected Titanfall. It was like it was innovative. It was something different, and it looked cool. And it had
Yes.
it had a really good marketing scheme. Like, everybody knew about it. Everybody was
Yes.
excited for it. It came out. People like it. Even critically, it came out pretty well. Everybody's like, oh yeah, it's a good game. Yeah.
But people
good
keep
crit-
forgetting.
got
It's
good
like
scores.
they they complain about the hype train, and it's like, oh no, next minute, there's a hype train, quick, get on it. It's like, didn't you just say, like, weren't you just complaining about the hype train, like, and now you're going to get on it again? Like, can you not? Like, like, it's a decent game. It's not like the best game, obviously. It was a decent game. Yeah, but like, people just ran away with the hype train, and then they're like, oh, there was too much hype. I'm like, well, that's not the fault of...
I don't even think it was that. I think it lived up to the hype. I mean, it came out and it was a good game. The problem is that there was no longevity in it, and somehow it just died. And it didn't even go out with a bang or anything. It just disappeared.
Just
into the
disappeared, yeah.
background.
Someone was
Yeah.
saying, I think it might have been Total Biscuit or maybe Jesse Cox said they logged in to Titanfall like probably a month or a couple of months after release, and said it was just dead. Like, there's just nobody there.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's
Yeah,
playing
it
anymore.
just disappeared. And I think that was just because it did have a big hype behind it, and people got on board, and then it came out. But like, it wasn't like it was a letdown. It's just it didn't. They hyped
Didn't have
it
any
up
legs.
so much, but didn't. But yeah, they didn't back it up with the legs behind it to, like, they didn't try and make it an esport, or they didn't try and, like, then put in a ranked mode or anything that was worth grinding for or anything like that to give it that length. It was just a pretty basic, on top, like, inside the game it wasn't so basic, it was quite complex, but on top it was a pretty basic just FPS team by team game, or the TDM game.
Can I
And that
ask one quick
was all there was.
question that'll tie back to Titanfall?
Mhm.
Is Overwatch, does that have any single player at all?
It has, like, you can
can
play against
play-
AIs if you want to try and learn it.
Isn't
Yeah.
there some, like, you basically play a bunch of maps in order, but you're essentially playing multiplayer against AI?
For Titanfall,
Yeah.
yes.
No, this is for Overwatch.
Oh, sorry, for Overwatch.
No, not really. There's like a training thing where you can play against AI, or there's a training map where you can just fuck around and try different characters against, like, little robots that sit off the corners and different
But
areas to try
essentially-
different skills.
All right, that sounds like the training sector or section of Titanfall.
Yeah,
I
probably.
think then in hindsight, maybe because Callum is mentioning the only reason he didn't buy it was because there was no single player, but you had to pay full price for it. I'm thinking, what could it potentially have been before its time, because people are so accepting of Overwatch being practically not 100%, but practically all online and having to play online. Whereas with Titanfall was a similar vein, and yet that was one of its critiques. So do you think do you think perhaps that people back when Titanfall was released, even it feels like I'm talking about something that came out 10 years ago, but it only came out a few years ago.
Yeah,
it's
that's how it feels, though.
Well, I know, like, in video games and tech, it's like that. But, like, do you think that kind of sentiment, do you think the world wasn't ready for it yet?
I don't think
all
it wasn't
online,
ready.
they weren't accommodating to it, or...
I think they weren't. If they were going to add more to it, they weren't selling that up front. Whereas, like, I'm trying not to defend Overwatch because I agree with you. I think Overwatch is doing the same basket. But Overwatch said right at the start, like, they originally had a ranked mode, which is what people are sort of into now. It's like you're trying to, you're fighting against people your same rank and whatever. But they pulled that out of the alpha because it wasn't ready, and now they're bringing it in at the end of this month.
Yeah.
But they've also promised more characters and more maps and whatever on top of the purchase.
Yeah.
Whereas from Titanfall, I know that there was one expansion coming out shortly after it released. I remember them saying about that, but then I don't remember anything after that. Whether there were any more expansions on top of it.
There was more DLC, and the only reason I'm aware of it, it was extra maps.
Did you have to pay for them though?
No. Not that I don't know if I'm recalling correctly, but I don't think so. Look it up, because all I know is that my achievements within the first week were up to 76% completed 100%, like 76% achievement completion, and then whenever there was new DLC it went down up until the point now. If you are including DLC, I'm 38% complete on Titanfall, whereas if you're just including the original game by itself, I'm still 76%. I think I have to check. Yeah. So, interesting.
Yeah, no, okay. So the DLC was free. Well,
yeah.
If you bought the... Oh, no, don't worry, I'm looking at something else. Yeah, so there was 4 DLCs.
Yes.
Oh, wait, hang on, wait.
Oh, yes.
There was 3 DLCs. I'm looking at Season Pass. There's 3 DLCs. There's IMC Rising, Frontiers Edge, and Expedition.
Yeah, Callum's correct. It came out, I think in 2014, because I remember I purchased a day 1 edition of the Xbox One, and that was late 2013, and then around my brother's birthday, which is May, in May 2014, I purchased him the Titanfall edition bundle of the Xbox One.
Okay.
So, when it came out. So, yeah.
Well, Titanfall Deluxe Edition is currently $20 on Origin, if anybody wants to give the old Titanfall a go. And that comes with all the DLCs.
Titanfall!
So anyway, that was Titanfall. So that's another, I find it interesting that Titanfall 2 is coming out. I think they've even speculated that there might be a single player with this one. I think they're focusing... watching some of the video clips though, they are definitely focusing more on sort of marine to marine or pilot to pilot combat, which was pretty interesting. I mean, there was some pretty cool video clips of like two pilots ejecting from the Titans, then one used a grappling hook to pull the other one towards him and pretty much kicked his head off. So that was pretty cool. And so it's definitely focused more on faster combat, more movement, and sort of getting around the map quicker as a pilot, and then the mechs doing their smashing each other to pieces stuff. So it looks kind of interesting. Again, it's a fresh take on something new. Well, not something new. It's a fresh take on Titanfall, I guess. Hopefully this time it might go a little bit better. There's not as much hype as last time because I think they learned their lesson on the last one. So they're sort of just bringing their own fans back, and maybe they might add a ranked mode or anything. I don't know. We'll find out as more approaches and it gets closer to release. But that was the only two that I saw from EA that were worth any mention. There was a few other things and a few other games about E3 that I saw. If we go over to the Bethesda block, there were quite a few things coming out from Bethesda. Mostly VR. Fallout 4, which some people will be pretty excited about, I guess.
I'm interested in picking it up if it works with the DK2 I've got, and if I can purchase some of the hand controls like separately. I don't want to go and buy a whole new VR headset when I've got one here, even though it'll be obviously be a lot better. But if I could if I can get the hand controls and use my current headset, I'd be pretty stoked.
It'd be alright. VR Doom was the other thing. I could not imagine anything more sickening
Vomit-inducing
than fast-paced FPS action with fucking demons and shit flying everywhere. Trying to get a handle on what's going on in VR would be intense.
Jesus Christ.
That's all we need. Lots of flashy lights and jumping around.
Yeah. Oh, they of course they brought out the new card game. It was the Elder Scrolls Legends, I think it was called. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was Elder Scrolls Legends.
What were you saying before the podcast started? Apparently people, like, you were watching it a little, like, live for a bit, and then people just had, like, the angry smileys on Facebook floating past the screen.
I was watching it on the new Facebook Live thing that they've got, because E3 was being broadcast on there, and you can use the emojis on it, and they sort of fly across the screen.
They do.
So
That's
as soon as the card game thing came up, it was just angry faces just swarming across the screen like a fucking hive of bees or something. People were not very happy about that.
You
but
think?
But on the opposite hand, people were extremely happy about the remastered Skyrim coming out. Remastering Skyrim.
I had a bit of a read of this, and it's coming out for Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4, and they did some side-by-side comparisons, and I went, yeah, it's pretty good. But the comparison between like the 360 version and the one version and the 3 and the 4.
That's what I kind of thought too. I looked at this and went, this looks like some of the mods you can download for PC.
Funnily enough, yes. I think they've basically just bundled a bunch of the best mods together and gone, there you go, look. It's the best one. It has volumetric God rays. So they basically went through a bunch of things that it had as like, it was just basically updated textures, better lighting, so stuff like that.
I mean that's great for console players who want to buy it again to see the mods that PC have had for the last 2 years. But
speaking of buying things again, if you have the PC version, you'll get it for free, which is they kind of had to do that because otherwise you could just download the mods and get exactly the same experience.
Yeah. Well, obviously that's what they've done. I mean, it's pretty clear that they've gone, wow, these guys have certainly brushed it up a bit. It looks great. Maybe we should,
get on that.
Bundle them together and throw it out to everybody. Oh, now of course, the biggest news from E3 that I'm sure everybody is abuzz with is the latest Mass Effect.
Is that what they're abuzz with?
Yes.
Is that what they're...
Yes.
What?
That's
okay,
Keegz,
sure. Tell us all about Mass Effect.
Go!
Everybody's furiously Googling.
From everything,
Damn, son.
from everything that I've seen about E3, this was the biggest talked about, was the Mass Effect Andromeda.
The Andromeda?
The newest Mass Effect, because it's been a long time since Mass Effect, and it was a very popular series, and now they're bringing out a new one.
Hasn't it been pushed back to 2017?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
They talked about E3 and everybody lost their minds. So. Oh, actually,
Doesn't
speaking
take
of
much these days, apparently.
Yes.
yeah, I mean, as soon as you start watching E3, though, you're already hyped just because it's like, oh my god, this is where all the big things happen. And it'll be like something really small, like Titanfall 2, and everybody's like, man, and lose their shit.
Well,
over it,
I'm
and
grinning
it's
like an
really-
idiot every time Phil Spencer goes on the stage. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, even before he hits the stage, I'm grinning, like, when he gets announced. I'm like, Uncle Phil! Yes!
Has anybody
No
seen?
bias at all.
Did anybody see I saw it on Facebook, like pretty much, I don't know, a couple of hours after E3, was the Bethesda goat video.
No, what was that?
They- during E3, during Bethesda's talk at E3, when they were talking about the new Skyrim and all the VR and stuff, there was one woman in the audience that was screaming.
Oh,
off her
I did
tits
see that
the
on Twitter.
entire time. Yeah.
Like, as
she
in whenever there was cheering, or just in general?
Just in general,
Well,
I
she
think
usually just started the cheering, but
Yeah.
she was just screaming off her tits.
Oh.
my
and
Twitter feed
somebody
was basically
got-
full of everybody saying the same fucking thing. It's like, how about that woman who was doing the screaming during the Bethesda thing?
So somebody got clips from that and mixed them with the clips from the screaming goats, and it's hilarious.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
You gonna link that?
I will try and find it now if I can.
Funny,
The
Jesus
screaming
Christ.
woman at Bethesda's E3 was an utter delight. That's one of the news articles. I get the feeling
It's
it's
like,
probably
okay,
it wasn't.
no, she excited. She good.
She's
No.
having a lot of fun.
Like, and I can't fault her for that, because not saying that I would be that loud.
You'd be throwing
I would be
underwear
cheering.
on stage.
Yeah. Hey, I like my underwear, okay? Give that back. No, it's E3. I mean, one of my career goals is to stand up on that stage and to present for our community. Like, holy hell. It's big, so to be there in person, like, props to her. She gets to go. I will go next
Do you want to read
year.
some of the tweets about this particular lady?
Oh, do I get to do voices?
I was going to read them, but you go ahead.
Ooh, go do it. Where am I? Where am I?
Hang on. I'll copy past it.
Linky.
That's what I wanted. There we go.
Hey.
So there's
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, plus there's other ones as well, but the top 4 are probably the best ones.
I'd be right.
All right, ready?
All right.
Someone in Bethesda's presser audience really loves Elder Scrolls Online. And then, I want to be as happy as that one lady screaming, #Bethesda, #E3 2016. And then, Bethesda stream highlights, guy who changed his shirt after every trailer, and woman that screamed 99% of the conference. And then, find yourself a partner who loves you like this one woman in the Bethesda crowd loves Elder Scrolls Online. And then, Emily Caldwin kills a man. Me, Bethesda conference woman screaming. Fallout 4 VR screaming. Hang on. Fallout 4 VR screaming. I am now the screaming woman. And then there's a shot of like a Seinfeld screen cap.
Yeah.
Where Kramer is like with the loud woman, and it's like, I just figured out who that woman in the Bethesda audience was. #E3. And then one person goes, I'll never be as happy as that woman. Ever. #BE3. And then
I've got to find this.
someone
hang on.
goes,
There must be a
someone
video
goes,
of it.
missed connections. You were screaming at everything in Bethesda's E3 press conference. Mitch Dyer actually even replied, coming soon to Craigslist missed connections. My love letter to Bethesda screaming woman.
Let me
And
see.
then, last but not least, I will never know the amount of love and affection for anything that this woman does for Elder Scrolls.
Hang on, here we go. So I'm going to play a video. You guys aren't going to be able to hear it, but I basically just went to Bethesda Screaming Lady and did the first Google video hit that came up. So I'm going to play it. There might be an ad or something. Hang on. I'm going to play it on stream.
Oh,
Incoming
no.
copyright.
Here we go. Yes. Oh, I can't hear it. Hang on. I've got to unmute it because I've muted it because I didn't want it to play in the background. Went to Bethesda
safe
Screaming
and
Lady
sound.
and did the
Wait a minute.
Demons
of
playing
Hell to
somewhere.
Daedric
Okay,
Princes?
so I'm
No,
gonna
stop,
play
stop,
it.
stop,
It
stop,
might
stop,
be
stop.
I'm actually playing it in the background.
sorry
somewhere.
for
I
our-
didn't realise.
I'm sorry for our SoundCloud listeners.
They'll be able to hear it, surely.
Not through you. I'm copying.
Oh right, okay. Well, you can dub it over. Where is this? I've got a YouTube video in the background playing. There it is. It's alright. I just found it. Cool. Okay, here we go.
And secret assassin cults. Please welcome from ZeniMax Online Studios, the Elder Scrolls Online game
listening
director,
now.
Matt Firer. Matt?
Why have it streamed?
Fucking hell.
Thanks, everyone. Good evening.
She screams before everyone else starts sort of whooping and keeps going long after everyone else finishes. That was good. I liked it. I get a feeling
Jesus
you guys
Christ.
are listening to it as well.
Ah!
She's like,
wow.
she really loves Bethesda.
Wow. And then it's like, good evening.
The guy's actually waiting for the
Damn.
ladies to stop screaming so he can start talking.
Damn, son.
It was good. Okay.
Imagine if she was paid to, fill in the audience cheer, and then it was like, I'm sorry, it was a bit too much.
Yes, you were out of sync with the audience.
Damn, son.
TJ says that's probably his wife so he can feel special on stage.
Aww.
Thanks, honey.
Always got my back, boo.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Skyrim Remastered Edition for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. PC version is going to be free. You'll probably have to pay for the console versions, but it does look significantly better, I must say.
Mm.
Well, it's basically a game designed for the previous generation of consoles, so yeah, it probably needed an update. Plus, it's 5 years old now, so.
Jesus Christ.
It's called Skyrim Special Edition. It launches on October 28th for all the platforms.
As opposed to just remastered.
Yeah, I think it's just called Special Edition or some shit. We talked about virtual reality Fallout
Fancy.
4, which would be interesting.
We have.
We talked about Quake, called
Callum says she got paid double.
Quake.
oh yeah. Did we mention Quake? Did we say that Quake's coming out
We
too?
sort of
No,
touched
we
on
didn't
it.
talk about Quake yet.
Quake,
Did we? I don't
they're
know.
bringing back Quake. It's called Quake Champions. I watched the video on that. I thought it was pre-rendered. It's actually not
Champions.
pre-rendered. It's actually in-game
Oh.
video, which was surprising.
No.
I'm fully expecting it not to look as good as that, but
I find
Of
this
course.
strange that they want to bring out a Quake at the same time as Doom, considering
Yeah.
that ID made Quake and Doom the originals, and ID is still under Bethesda. So ID Software has made Doom. So is Bethesda the developers of Quake? Because that's going to be weird if that's sort of the intertwining the same IPs from the same company under different companies at the same time in a remastered version, especially when they're pretty much the same game multiplayer wise. I think that's sort of shooting yourself in the foot if you're trying to make competition to your own games.
yeah,
Or
although
just more
makes
money.
sense.
they probably don't. Yeah, I mean, someone somewhere, in fact, probably a whole department has gone through and done the sums and gone, yes, we can make more, we can make money on this, therefore we should. So that's probably why it's coming
I
out.
mean,
Marketing, it's an
I mean-
accounting decision,
Oh,
not a real decision.
Quake is still extremely popular, but me and my friends, we haven't in a while. Like we still play, we've still played Quake online, which is the Quake 3 arena. It's free to play,
Yeah.
and it's just the old school Quake 3, which is pretty insane.
Mm.
People still play it, and a lot of people still play it. You can always find servers, even in Australia. You can still play it.
Yeah. Wow.
It's still a popular game, so it'd be interesting to see if they can grab that same audience who are all Quake lovers and remaster it. But I figure that Doom would have done that, but after playing Doom multiplayer, I guess it's quite slow compared to what Quake 3 is or the Quake
Mhm.
arenas were. Very
Mm.
fast-paced games.
Okay.
So this is going to be released when? Keegz? Tell me when.
Keegles.
Sometime in the future.
Thanks for that.
Did you just called him Kegels.
Yeah, Keegz.
As in the Kegel muscles?
Yeah.
Well, that's what Keegz comes
That's what
from.
Keegz comes
is
from.
My
Are you
full,
serious?
My full game name is Kegel Exercise.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Cannot unlearn. Cannot unlearn.
So Keegz is the shortened version of Kegel
Damn,
Exercise.
son.
It was always free in every game, so that's why I started using them. Kegel Exercise.
Damn. And it's not like a swear word like see you next Tuesday or, you know.
Well,
dick
it's
or
funny
something,
because
so-
people like I'll be playing a game as Kegel Exercise, and some people will click to what it is, like, Kegel Exercise, like, yeah, I like to keep it tight.
Hey! That's actually really good. Good catchphrase.
I like it.
I approve of this.
The seal of
The
Milky's
Milky
approval.
stamp of approval, yeah. Going back to EA,
Pixel approved.
they have a Star Wars hype video that teases X-Wing game for PlayStation VR. I know very little about this apart from
no.
what I just said.
Nice.
Yeah, basically, I know that they're making three new Star Wars games. I got a feeling that one of them is going to be VR, or perhaps all of them might be VR compatible.
Well, one of them's probably going to be like Battlefront 2, and they'll fail miserably.
Exactly.
Aw.
Yeah, the Star Wars stuff I'm not that into because of basically what happened with Battlefront. So I shall wait and see.
Oh, it'll probably be more like Force Unleashed, or I hope they make like a new Jedi Academy or something. That's an awesome game. I want them to remake that. Yeah. Oh, did anybody play? Just while we're on the subject of Star Wars, a little while ago there was a Chrome semi-game thing for Star Wars that came out where you go to this this website and it's just like a was it Chrome? Yeah, it must have been Chrome. It was just like a Star Wars splash screen, and you connected your phone to it. So you held your phone in front of you, and you looked at the website, and then it started the game. And using your phone's gyroscope, you could actually swing the lightsaber on the web page, and you'd have to deflect lasers and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't play that. I had no idea that existed. Hello.
Yeah, I'll have to try and find it again.
Google made a Star Wars
stumbled
game that
across it randomly.
turns your phone into a lightsaber.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, hello.
Force Awakens.
It's pretty cool. It uses the same one that you like, the same connection that you use to like connect your smart TV to your phone to use.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just put in the like connect this device, and then it just hooks it up, and it uses the gyroscope in your phone to swing the lightsaber around. Oh, I was having a ball with it. It was pretty fun.
I'm trying to
It
find it right now.
It even makes the noises on your phone, so you swing the thing, it's like it's cool.
Speaking of that noise, apparently, during one of the movies, with Ewan McGregor in it, they had to in post get him to not in post, but they had to have him redo some of his scenes because when they went and had a look at the footage with sound, he was making the noises with his mouth.
Yes, I have heard that too.
During filming, so they had to refilm because
that'd be a totally different movie if it was just Ewan McGregor running around with his lightsaber going and it just pans out the end that he's actually in a mental asylum just dreaming up this whole thing, and he's just making these noises in his room going.
It's but how difficult is it to not make that noise when you think of
it's really hard. Yeah, it's
so
hard.
Difficult.
It must be hard. It's even like the Star Trek guys, walking through doors and stuff, not making
yeah
noise every
Oh,
time the
God
door.
damn it.
Apparently, that noise was made by two sheets of paper being pulled together. It was shh. That's how they made the door noises and stuff.
Yes, that's in Star Trek. That's an old Star Trek
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I've
Back in the
heard
day.
that. That's basically a piece of paper
I
inside an
approve of
envelope.
this.
Yeah. It's it. Shh.
Yeah.
Crafty devils. Well, actually, speaking of, I
Crafty
can't
Devils.
remember. Or speaking of making sound effects, I can't remember if I talked about this on the last podcast. Probably didn't. But in Overwatch, okay, so you get the hit registry noise
Yes.
that like tells you that you've hit them, and it's sort of like a pop noise. And the sound director was talking about it, how they came up with that, and they were saying, how do we make a noise that like is heard but like makes you feel like you've accomplished something, or makes you feel like you've definitely, it makes you feel good. And he was drinking beer at the time, and he opened a beer bottle and went, oh, maybe that's the noise. So the noise of the hit marker is the sound of a beer bottle being opened in reverse in Overwatch.
Damn.
Yeah.
Can we hear it?
We should record it and then play it backwards and see if it's actually. The
Well,
case.
it's kind of like, it's the opposite of like a pop. It's a pop. As if you hit somebody.
Nice.
So yes. Very
Trying to get this
interesting.
fucking lightsaber
And
thing to work.
very satisfying. Very
I can
satisfying.
imagine.
I knew there was a reason I liked that game. And that's why. Every time I hit somebody, it's like
Well,
a fresh
I mean,
beer being opened.
I have not touched Overwatch yet, and
Yeah.
yet the word "yet" has an asterisk to it because I may
There's
never
so many
touch it.
weeaboos.
No, it's because when I possibly do get around to the possibility of playing it, purchasing it, and everything, will it be too late? In the sense of people just having memorized every single inch of those maps and every single character and whatnot, and it's just like, I would most likely be a Mercy or a Diva, but I would, everyone would pwn me,
I think you'll be lucky in the fact that it uses a pretty good matchmaking system, whereas because you got levels, you'll always be against similar levels.
Noobs. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So if you've just started, it'll put you against people who have just started. If it takes, like, the way that it works is that it'll start finding a game and it'll try to match you as evenly as it can against other people. If that takes too long, then it'll start expanding and expanding and expanding until it finds a game.
Okay.
But so when at the moment I'm level 60. I think 61.
Brag about it.
Well, there are some people who must have not put this down. I mean, I've played it a lot, and I've gotten to level 60. You prestige a level 100, so you get a star and you go back to 1.
How many times have they prestiged?
The most I've seen is a level 216. They had 188 hours in the game. That is the highest level I've ever seen.
That's PC, right?
Yeah, that's PC, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 188 hours in the game. They are level 216, and they're probably higher now because this is about 3 days ago.
How many whole days is that?
That's a lot of fucking days, considering it hasn't been out that long. And like, I've been playing it pretty much every night, not flat out.
Well, it is holidays.
Yeah. I guess so. But that's a lot of hours to sink in already. But yeah, I mean, we were amazed when we started seeing just people's prestiges, like 110. It's like, whoa, how much have you been playing? And it generally takes about 90 hours to get to a prestige level. This person is double prestige and like 10 levels in front of that. And it takes longer and longer every level you get to. So that's a lot of fucking time playing the game.
Yeah.
But yes, anyway. At the moment, it's starting to lose its buzz at the moment because there's no ranked mode, so it's all very just casual play.
Okay.
Like, there's no strategy to it yet. But they've said that by the end of this month, they're going to introduce ranked mode, and they're also going to nerf a couple of characters and buff a few, change the balance a little bit. So.
Yeah.
They've also already started ban hammering quite a lot of people, and
God, it sounds like League.
yeah, but they have taken it quite extreme. They've when they ban somebody, especially for like legitimate cheating, they will permaban so far that you'll lose your Battle.net account. And they do it off of hardware ID. So if you just try and reinstall Windows, it won't work because it knows your hardware ID if you try and like get around it. If you try and rebuy the game, they'll instantly ban you again. If like you try and make another account on the same computer, they'll ban you straight away because they use hardware ID. Like you cannot get around it.
That's so good.
It's pretty strong.
Blizzard, I love you.
Yeah, and they've been pretty hardcore into it, which is
Good.
it is good. It's good. They need to like do it straight off the bat. It's like, look, we're taking a no holds bar approach to this. If you're gonna cheat, then eat dick.
Good.
So
Eat.
yeah.
Oh, I wish. You know what? I wish something. A tangent. I wish something would replace suck a dick or eat a dick or or like you suck like you can suck dicks. I wish something greater could replace it because sucking dicks isn't necessarily a bad thing. Hell,
Okay.
You're a good partner to your male partner if you suck his dick. Like there must be some better phrase to take over that as an insult or something.
Need to find something across all sexualities that is repulsive.
Oh, yeah.
Like, suck.
Suck my genital.
What about eat a dick?
But again,
if
like,
you eat it, that's bad.
Well, yeah, it's
But
definitely
then,
bad
yeah.
for the receiver as well. You
Well,
don't
it's
want,
bad.
you
It's
don't want
bad.
dick
I
eating.
think whichever part of the interaction you are there is bad. Lempos says
I mean,
bunch
yeah,
of
it
puss.
has to be a negative thing. So.
Well, eating.
Yeah.
Eat.
And like sucking someone's dick isn't bad unless they have smegma.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So should we just change it to suck or eat a smegma?
Eat a smegma. Why not?
Suck a smeg. Eat a smeg. Eat a bag of
Suck a
smeg.
smeg. Yeah. You heard
Okay.
it here first, people.
Cool.
Does anybody have any
Anyway.
questions? Q&A. So if you have any questions, tweet about us. Otherwise,
Please
there's
have
stuff in the
questions.
chat. Please have questions. We need to get on this topic right now. Moving. I've been
Callum
sitting here.
says suck a toe, but the thing is,
Some people
what
like
about
that.
the people? Some people have a foot fetish.
Foot
so it's
fetishists?
not. Yeah, it's not a
What
bad
about
thing.
if there's
for them.
jam though?
Ew, like,
Eat a toe jam.
What have you been
and
playing, Xenon?
and we're not talking about strawberry jam.
No strawberries here.
I'm
What have you been
still
talking
trying to
about,
get
Xenon?
this. I'm
what-
still struggling to get this fucking thing to work. I want a lightsaber, goddammit. .co
Fucking
slash.
thing.
Yeah,
Well, you
the
have to be
WebGL
careful
keeps dying in the ass.
because lightsabers, you shouldn't be fucking them.
No,
Well, if
that's
you like-
that's for those who are not faint of heart.
Anything's a challenge.
Anything's a dildo if you're adventurous enough.
Barney Stinson's challenge accepted.
I can get it to initiate,
Well,
but the WebGL keeps crashing.
What else have
Oh,
I been
sucks.
playing this week? I've been playing Heroes in General's quite a bit this week, actually.
I even had to go and
And,
logged in for all of 10 minutes, and then everyone all fucked off and had tea, and I was like, oh, well, I just installed that for nothing, didn't I? Pricks.
Well, we'll
Lempos
still
says,
play the
I am
game."
questioning many things after this podcast.
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. Expanding minds. That's what we do.
Perverting them.
Yeah, grow
Perverting
with
minds,
us.
yeah.
Literally.
Perverting and disturbing minds. That's what we do.
This
Yes,
lightsaber
we're playing
thing's
quite a
still
bit
not
of
working.
Heroes and Generals.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
I had to make a new account because my old account, I remember why I stopped playing once I opened it again, is because somehow the weapon repair thing bugged out and it wouldn't let me repair or reload my ammo, but it wouldn't let me play because I hadn't repaired or reload my ammo.
Damn,
So I had
son.
to make a new account and try and catch up with my friends. It didn't really take too long because it's a pretty easy game. But
Yeah.
yes, so that's also what I've been playing. Is Keegz still banned from YouTube? Yes, I am. Sadly,
They've
I
cottoned onto
actually
his
checked on that the
shenanigans.
other day. I'm like, oh, when does that run out? Because like I'm getting NBN soon, so I'd like to be able to stream on YouTube. But no,
What did you
sadly,
do?
it's 6 months. Well, I didn't do anything.
Keegz didn't do shit.
I love that indignant. I didn't.
No, I was maliciously attacked by some devs that I pissed off. So
What did you do?
I was flagged over and over and over, mostly on my podcasts because
Pretty
I
much all
used
the
to host
podcasts,
these
weren't they?
podcasts. Pretty much all the podcasts. I was flagged on all of the podcasts that I had, saying that they were illegitimate videos and that they were deliberately sending people to websites other than YouTube, to the point where I couldn't take them down fast enough that I got 3 strikes and I can no longer stream on YouTube until 6 months. So that's 6 months from February. So that'll be what? That's the 8th. So
Damn,
August.
son.
Yeah.
Aha!
So when I do get the NBN next week, it'll most likely be on Twitch because I won't be able to do anything on YouTube.
When
That's
you get
also
the
why
interwebs.
Yeah, that's also why I've sort of stopped putting videos up, because I can't put anything up over 30 minutes, which is over 15 minutes, something
Oh
like that.
damn! I forgot about those restrictions.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. So, but like I had a bit of a break from it anyway, and so fuck YouTube. I even tried to appeal it, and they just said nah, not even looking at it.
Oh.
But
And
what can you do?
I suck at being a Jedi. Oh, I got one.
But yes, I am still
he's
banned.
playing it. I was like, what? Oh.
Another
finally
2
managed to get it
months, I
working.
think I'll be back to YouTube.
Yay.
Shit.
The tubes.
2 months. Fuck.
Another 2 months, so I'll probably be on Twitch until then,
Hey.
or I'll be hijacking Xenons to stream these.
To
on,
stream, yeah.
when yeah.
Okay.
There's a question about arcade console, like mail order thingy. John O'Wee says, what do you think the console, even PC gaming landscape would be like if the arcade machine companies had control since back in the day? Mail order tokens for your home console? Well, I mean, the question with the tokens and everything would be, how would they collect them again?
Do you need tokens for arcade
Was it-
machines?
oh,
I thought you
wasn't
just
to-
put your money in.
It depends on the place.
How would they collect
most
the money?
places, Most places are tokens. I mean, I was surprised even when we went to Melbourne. We went to the arcade thing in the Crown Casino, or below the Crown Casino. They use tokens. You actually have to you put money on a card and then use the card for most of the things. It's like a credit card. That's weird. They
You
didn't
get a
even use
card,
money or
and you get a
tokens at all.
card.
I know all the Poke machines, and they're not all like that. You can still use money in some of them, especially the ones in where we live in Hobart. But I know when we went to Sydney, they were all card based. You had to go and put money on a card and put it in.
Yeah.
Which I guess kind of makes sense because it saves you putting in an entire mechanical device to take money and then have to go and take all the money back out again. And all these hundreds and hundreds of Poke machines.
It makes it safer for them too, because they have less money on the premises.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. So
That's
Adam
stupid
F8 says with
people.
3D printers you could make your own tokens. They'd have to be the right weight, I'm guessing. But yes, I guess you probably could.
Well, the thing is though the old arcade machines, they'd be like, and if because you wouldn't want to have to mail order a machine for each game, so they'd have to be like cartridge or something. So nowadays,
Basically a console.
Yeah, nowadays you could just sort of 3D print the cartridge or just flash drive the game on top of it and just copy them that way.
Yeah.
Oh.
What else are we going on? TJ
I've
says,
never
what's
been
your
to the
plan on
States
covering
before.
other keynotes conferences? Are you guys staying up or going to sleep and then talking about it tomorrow? Well, we won't be talking about it tomorrow because we don't have a podcast. Milky might be streaming some stuff and talking about it, I'm guessing. Although you leave for
I?
America on Thursday. So maybe
I
not.
do. Let's see. I could possibly, stream it.
If you want to know all about the
Staying
Microsoft
up.
centric
E3
podcast,
coverage.
It would be a Milky Reacts kind of thing.
In
Oh,
many voices, I'm
God.
sure.
In many voices. God, I don't. Yeah, I'm most likely just going to be watching it in bed, self-indulgent, lights out, like, not even.
I'll probably watch it at work.
I will.
and
No. Yeah.
tweet out just my thoughts probably.
Well, I'm doing a stream tomorrow, which is probably going to be sort of in the middle of when E3 is going on, although I think it probably towards the tail end. So,
Yeah.
I won't be watching
I
it.
arrive on the official last day
Oh, okay.
over there. Yeah, like depending. I don't think I have time for a stream unless you count Wednesday because, or like Australia, Sydney Wednesday, Eastern, East Coast Wednesday because tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. Right before you go. Why not? I'm preparing.
Go get
some
your
gonna
go get your
my shots and
injections for
stuff.
Ebola and stuff.
Yeah. Doctor's appointment, continuing to pack, editing the Mirror's Edge Catalyst vlog or behind the scenes vlog for my friend's YouTube video where I'm Faith. And then I'm seeing a friend, just catching up for dinner. But then on Wednesday, I have to do last minute shopping for things that I'm bringing over, and then possibly streaming, but then I have to sleep early because I wake up at 4 in the morning, or 4 or 3 in the morning because my flight is at 9:45. Or is in the morning, so I leave in the morning and arrive hang on, let me check my phone. I fly there at 9:45 a.m. in Sydney, and then I arrive at 6:30 a.m. over there. So
You're actually going back in time.
I'm time traveling.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, and then when I come back, my flight in LA leaves at 10:40 p.m. in LA, and then I arrive at 6:45 a.m. 2 days later.
So you make up that time when you come back. It's like you're going downhill one way and uphill the other.
Yeah. But then, I miss out on practically a whole day or something.
Oh no. Keegz, they're talking about your mail order wife.
I know.
Oh dear. What? Oh.
Oh, speaking of E3, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
so speaking of mail order
Speaking of
wife.
E3. No. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
This might do it. But I was just looking through my Twitter about the E3 stuff, and I saw that the video game has put up the E3 drinking game rules for 2016.
Oh damn.
Okay, so here are when you drink. Drink whenever you get excited at a game being shown. Take a shot whenever something goes wrong live on stage.
Aww.
Drink whenever a joke spectacularly fails to land.
Aww.
Take a shot if Sony bring out a beloved Japanese developer who recently founded their own studio, assuming that Kojima's going to just walk out on stage. Drink whenever you catch yourself thinking that Phil Spencer is kind of dreamy.
Aww. No. He's Uncle, okay? He's Uncle Phil. He's not Opa Phil.
Take a
Okay.
shot every time what the fuck?
You find yourself
Oh,
you
right.
find yourself daydreaming.
Take a shot every time a tangentially related celebrity is brought on stage. Very
Tangentially.
yeah. Drink every time an aforementioned celebrity looks visibly awkward, hungover, or generally like they're reconsidering the life choices that brought them to that point.
Damn, son.
Drink for VR.
Yeah,
So
drink
everybody's
over
gonna be drunk. Drink whenever the conference gets so cringy in general that you wish you weren't watching it.
Oh god.
Yes.
Drink whenever Nintendo does something too adorable.
Aww. That's like the
Drink-
whole fucking thing.
Drink-
You just
drink
don't
when-
stop.
Drink whenever an indie game is shown.
Hey, indie games.
You're probably not gonna like this, but down your drink if Microsoft storms the Sony conference with a giant mechanized scorpion.
Do it. The downing of the drink has to be finalized with a big bang onto the table.
Yeah.
Like, yes! Oh,
Cullen's
that's
already said this
cute.
drinking game's going to kill him.
Going to kill
Yeah.
me, and Lempos is like, alcohol
Poisoning.
poisoning incoming.
Yeah.
Should be imminent. Oh, that's good. Luckily, I don't drink. This will just be me in bed later.
Drinking water, getting super hydrated.
Getting
I don't think
super
it-
water
I don't think-
toxicity.
I think I'd get looked down upon if I started drinking at work during all this.
I'm playing the drinking
I'll
game.
leave that for after.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
It's
this
like-
is serious business, okay?
That's right. Fuck off. E3's on. Blah, blah, blah.
Dear, dear.
You drink again if you hear another screaming woman.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, if you hear a goat noise. No, you have to keep
Aw.
drinking until she stops screaming.
Yes.
Oh no, like you have to chug. You have to chug
until she finishes.
until
yeah.
she stops.
You just have to waterfall it until she stops screaming.
Vince
Damn,
asked
son.
when or what I'm going to stream next. Streaming tomorrow, probably around 8 o'clock, so about the same time as this morning. Actually, no, it'll be earlier than this morning. I'm either going to stream Stalker again or perhaps Jalopy. Apparently, there's been some updates to Jalopy and it's less crap now, so maybe
Lol.
some Jalopy.
Less of jalopy.
Less Jalopy. Keegz, you've already said what you're playing this week or have played this week.
Yeah, Counter Strike, Overwatch, and Heroes Generals.
H&G.
Oh,
Milky?
actually, but however, I did download Black Wake. Haven't played it yet.
Oh, that wasn't
I
the wasn't
got-
the
I
free
got my-
weekend this weekend or last weekend or something?
Yeah, and Pugs and that played it, and they said it was
Yeah.
it's still got a long way to go. So
It
Yeah,
sounds like
I
a
didn't
game that'd
actually
be
get
hilarious
played.
when you're drunk with some friends. I
yeah,
don't know
because they were kind of playing it. They were playing it by themselves in like public service. So I
Yeah.
kind of that'd be pretty hectic. So you kind of need a group of people, I think, to make. it.
Yeah, I actually emailed them to ask to see if I could get a review copy, but they never emailed me back, so I'm assuming no.
Aww.
They said
Oh.
no.
No.
I'm just
Yeah,
looking
I had to
through
buy mine.
it. Did you
No,
have?
step back.
Is it? Did you have to pay for a pre-alpha coffee or something? Did you?
Oh, I funded through my Kickstarter. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know about this until I saw. I think it was what's his face, Frankie playing it.
Nanos and that. Oh,
You know
Frankie.
what? Good old what's his face?
You know, the
Oh,
famous
oh,
YouTube
what's the
guy.
name? Who's it from the YouTubes? You know, the
YouTubes.
YouTube guy.
The YouTube.
There's only two of them.
Yes.
It's one of the YouTube guys. You know.
So funny.
Um,
I'm playing.
Yeah, what are you playing, Milky?
nothing, because
You're not playing
I haven't been. I'm in the middle of playing Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc.
How's
I think
that
I
going?
mentioned that last podcast. More students have been dying.
Good.
We have been solving the murders,
Bad.
which is good. We have yet to escape the school,
Good.
which isn't so good.
We said our opposite ideas
but-
of what's good and bad here, but go on.
But this game is my life as usual, which is good. When I have time to play it, and because I will be away for 3 weeks, I won't be able to play it, which isn't good. No, up until recently, I haven't been able to stream, let alone play anything, just because I've been so busy with non-gaming stuff, which is good and bad. It's good that I get stuff done. Bad that it's not gaming stuff. But yeah, it like when I come back, more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Possibly Overwatch. And yes. It just is like a Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc life.
Cool.
There you go.
what
Boring
have I-
compared to how many games Keegz is playing.
Yeah, Keegz is a bit of a game.
I play a lot of games.
You play a lot of games. I play a lot of games, but they're all the same games. So every podcast,
At
they're
the
like, "What are
same
you
time.
playing?" It's the same 3 games I've been playing all the time. So I've been playing Arma 3, of course, because I do it every fucking
Yes.
week. I've been tooling around in Grand Theft Auto 5, not for any particular reason other than sometimes I like to just get in, drive around, and run people over. I've actually been playing less Rocket League lately than I would probably otherwise, because I realised that I was missing a control axis. And I figured out that I could actually get a control axis on the keyboard, because when I first purchased
Oh,
the game,
you were
it said that-
telling us this. You were telling
Yeah.
us. You were saying this before.
and it actually can do it on the keyboard. It does require essentially rebinding and relearning my keys, which is turning out to be really, really difficult. So I've been playing it a lot less. I just haven't felt the need to play it. I suspect my Rocket League career is now in its twilight stages. I feel like I'm probably not going to play much more of it. So
It's all about our love story.
yes. So what else have I been playing? Played some Stalker.
Could you say that any more Australian?
Stalker?
Stalker?
I'm playing Stalker.
Oh, the stalks.
Getting all up in the Stalker, mate. It's been heaps
Oh,
good.
God.
Yeah, I've been playing Stalker. I've been playing. I'm looking on my YouTube channel now because I've forgotten.
Oh, what kind of game is?
I've been playing.
That sounds interesting.
Played 35mm, which is much like Stalker but worse.
Okay.
I played some Hitman, the new Hitman episode that came out, Hitman Marrakesh, which was okay. It was a little bit underwhelming.
Because the new Hitman game is essentially coming out in episodes, like it's episodic, like
That's
the game of
exactly
like the
it.
Telltale games.
Yes.
So I've seen the one where there's a training on the makeshift shift.
Makeshift
and
ship,
then-
yes.
Yep, and then makeshift ship, ship, and then there's the mission where you're in a big mansion and there's like a runway show or
Yep.
something. There's
That's the Paris
like,
mission. Yep.
2 or 3. Yep. And so what's this Marrakesh one? Like I just like watching them. I don't actually play it.
So there's the Paris mission. Oh, there's the initial mission, which includes the Paris mission. There is the. I'm actually going back through my stream now because I can't remember what it was. Going back
Nice.
further. There's 3 basically. There's this Paris mission, there's the Marrakesh mission, and there's one more, which is called. Wait for it.
Wedding, edge of my seat, wedding. Oh my god,
can't find
I'm
it.
falling.
It's
Come
the,
on, hurry up.
it's the one I
can't
thought
stop
was-
much longer. There we go.
The one I thought was Spain.
Hold
is
your
actually,
tits.
It's actually Italy, and I can't remember what it's called because I called my stream the Incompetence Run because I fucked up so badly.
Aw.
But it's the one set in Italy. It's called someone in chat will know.
But it's alright, Xenon. They don't watch you because you're good at games.
Yes, they don't watch me for my skill. They watch me to watch me fuck up really, really badly and then yell at me in the stream. That's how my stalker stream got so popular. Yes, it's pretty much me as professional as ever. Let me check my VODs. Yeah, so basically Stalker, 35mm, and Hitman is what I've been playing recently, and it's been good.
Yes.
Nice.
Good times.
Good fun times for all. Yes,
Oh,
I'm probably going to play
Do
Stalker.
we count mobile games?
Sure.
Sure, why
Why
not?
not?
Let's be generous.
It's the only one. It's like the only thing that I've had time for.
Somebody has to cover him. It may as well be you.
Yes.
I know, right? Oh my god, look at this game, like, fake gamer girl. Like, she only plays mobile games. No, Youngin, you sit down in the corner and wait till I get around to schooling you.
You've been playing the Kardashian game, haven't you?
Oh, ew. Okay, no, we have the mighty have fallen somewhat from my back in the day with CS 1.6, but I haven't fallen that far, young man. Grr. Oh my god, my social media, I didn't get enough likes. Apparently, I don't know what happens in that game. You become like a social media obsessed person.
I'm gonna do a sex
I'm
tape.
think-
Now I'm famous.
Oh my god, like they didn't like that photo enough on Instagram, and now like I go down a level or something. I've been playing this game. Actually,
Sleeping with that basketball.
it's a EA title. It's a EA mobile title. Called Another Case. Hang on, let me find it on the
dirty.
store. No, right?
Goddamn EA games. EA mobile games.
Again,
Ugh.
they're at it
Infecting
again.
the mind of our youths.
Our 26-year-old youths. Another case solved. Actually, it's so the developer, the seller is called Chilingo Limited, but it's in conjunction with EA, and it's become a famous detective and get to the bottom of a curious candy conspiracy in another case solved, the latest game from the makers of Puzzlecraft. So, instead of it being one of the standard stereotypical detective games where it's essentially a point and click where you're a hidden object game, right? Instead of it being a hidden object game, you're connecting clues like in Bejeweled, and then you're also deducing. There's a guess who element if you guys have ever played that game. There's a
Guess who? That's
yeah,
awesome. It's like,
there's the
point the things.
yeah, you flip the little, I love them. And then there's an element as well of if you have all these clues, it's like, where could the suspect be hiding? You know, the place can't be cannot be closer than 2 blocks from a cafe and stuff like that, so you're sussing it out on the grid. So it's like all these little elements of proper case solving as opposed to just a hidden object game, which I really like. And the whole premise, or like the scenario of this universe, is that very similar to Prohibition, although instead of alcohol, it's candy or like sugar. So like even the corrupt cops just eat a whole lot of donuts and stuff. So it's really funny.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. I've been playing that just randomly. I haven't made any in-app purchases. I'm very proud of myself.
Ooh.
And
No
yeah,
microtransactions
and
for you.
Kleptocats. And Kleptocats.
Kleptoclats.
Yes. The scientific term. Ah, yes, I see.
Kleptocats. So like kleptomania and cats. So
people stealing the cats, or the cats stealing things?
cats are stealing things to fill your apartment with.
So basically, like
Oh
cats.
my god, this sounds like that pigeon dating thing.
Oh, Hatto
Age of
full
a boyfriend.
boyfriend. No.
Boyfriend.
But yeah, you're not dating the cats. You accumulate.
Oh, well, I'm out
cats. Yeah, you accumulate cats. It's just like
Cat Lady Simulator.
oh my god! But then no, get this. But then fans of the game, you know, there's even, is it a Tumblr? No, it's a Reddit post, and
It'd have to be Tumblr.
and then even no, it's actually from Reddit. Fans of the game, or one fan specifically, compiled together all this evidence from the first room and the second room, and came to the conclusion that the reason why you are overrun with cats is because you are actually being held hostage in your own apartment by the cats, and they've taken over, right? And you're there held captive. And the best part is, after they posted this and everyone was like commenting, the developers of the game like used their official account to talk on Reddit and were like, looks like you're onto something. And it's like, oh!
Oh my god, conspiracies.
Oh my god, conspiracy. So
Reddit did it again.
oh my god, like, you guys, I cracked the code.
We did it,
so
Reddit. We did
it. So it's this whole thing, and I love it. Yeah, in real life, Miss Milky is actually allergic to cats. It's a protein in their saliva, and since they lick themselves all over, I am allergic to them. But I'm not allergic to digital cats. Hence, kleptocats.
Digital cats are everybody's cats.
Yes.
Cats.
Xenon's
Cats.
like licky cats.
Dance.
Yes. Oh, so yes. Rose says, well, I have been near the end. Always happens. people join at the end.
Yes, if you join in the middle of a
Always.
rant or a weird tangent, then you're going to go, what the fuck are these people talking about? But never mind.
No.
General consensus of our podcast is weird tangents and
Weird tangents
addict rants.
and bad
I
tech
know,
ways.
right? Aw.
I always get into it. I am on top of everything that we're talking about. Talking
Mhm.
about cats and mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Pretty
yeah.
old wheelhouse, isn't it?
Oh,
So quick to the flash porn.
In
No,
general VR news. Actually, that's something else I didn't fucking say during my people asking me stuff about what games I played. I managed to eventually get the VR goggles bloody working after a lot of troubleshooting.
Oh yay.
There was a problem with one of the cables for the sender cable for the positional receiver thing, which meant it was half working, which is kind of weird, but that was what was happening. So I eventually figured that out, and then figured out that I had the wrong SDK for, not the SDK, but the wrong runtime for the version that I had. I needed version 0.8, not 1.3, which whatever the standard version is. Because if you use the runtime that comes with the current version, the CV1, the consumer version of the Rift, most of your stuff on your DK, like most games doesn't work on the DK2 because they require either the remote thing or various other things. So I had to roll back to version 8 and eventually managed to get some stuff working. So I played some VR games or VR demos, or experiences really, is what I went through, including one that made me violently sick within about 10 seconds of turning it on. So I was like, oh, fuck that shit, uninstalled that very quickly. That was my VR outing for this week. Keegz, have you fired up VR even vaguely recently?
I have not. So it's sitting right next to me at the moment. I don't even think it's plugged in at the moment.
As is
but
mine.
I just haven't found anything worth playing
And
yet.
the thing is, do you know what? You haven't updated yours, so there won't be anything coming out for yours now. Everything's done
Right.
through the VR Oculus Home thing, which is why you're probably not going to find any DK2 stuff being released or even updated.
So what? So our DK2 won't work on the home thing?
It does, but almost all of it requires a controller. Like there's almost no keyboard and mouse stuff, and then it actually comes up with a warning when you first fire it up, saying the DK2 is not officially supported. Don't expect it to work. I managed to get it to work. It seemed to work okay, but I suspect in the future there'll be stuff that just basically they don't program for DK2 anymore. They're basically just concentrating on CV1s. I tried looking up VR porn and I found it extremely difficult to find. So there's certainly none on the Oculus.
Looking in the wrong places.
Yes, the Oculus Home stuff it's all curated, so there's no VR porn, there's no dead demos.
Oh, you're not going to find it that way, are you? Jesus.
Well,
Come on, man.
you basically can't use it otherwise. With the new runtime, you basically you can't run programs straight through you can't just fire up an exe and run it. It doesn't work. You have to run it all through the Oculus Home. I'm sure people do.
I'm sure people will find ways around that soon.
Yeah, so, but it was interesting. Keegz, anything else to add, Milky?
Yes.
Anything else to add?
No.
Callum says,
Yeah.
Vince says, Xenon, you could have been violently ill on camera. Yeah, the problem is with the Oculus, the new runtime actually displays what you're on screen, so you can actually see, other people can see what's going on. With the old ones, it didn't do that, so you can't. It's very difficult.
Vive does that.
Yeah, it's very difficult to
love
actually like stream it because nobody can see anything. So, but it's not impossible.
Just need the right setup and stuff.
I think so. Like if you
love it.
the right stuff.
I
Yeah.
love.
I actually managed to be in the
I
Oculus
love
for
it.
about an hour without being quite sick, which is a record for
What
me.
are the frames per? What's the FPS for the Oculus right now?
90.
I think it's minimum 90. Yeah.
Same with. I think it's the same with the Vive. I
Yeah.
love it. Love it.
I mean, the PlayStation is boasting 120, but they use...
Oh, we got a badass over here.
Yeah, but...
No, we'll see. We'll see. That sounds
well,
exciting.
the problem is that they're saying that, but the way they're doing it is software-based, so they're actually cheating by using I've forgotten the word for it already. We did talk about it
Like
once on the
interpolation.
previous
I remember you
podcast.
talking about it. Like
Yeah, the
software adding
it
frames
basically
in.
yeah, it basically guesses the frames between. So it actually runs at 60, but it doubles it and then guesses
Oh.
the frames in between. So yeah,
Oh, so it's
So-
actually gonna be. Oh, weird.
it'll run at 120, but the actual game's only running at 60.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
the Oculus, or not the Oculus, the Morpheus, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
PlayStation?
Morpheus,
PlayStation,
most
yeah.
likely.
Yeah, that they use software to sort of guess the in between frames, so it seems more clear. But I can see that becoming a bit of an issue.
Okay. Damn, son.
Yes, VR. It's the future.
All
I'm
I
actually-
know is I can't wait till it doesn't. Well, from piloting the demos that we run for customers at the Microsoft Store, one of the things I look forward to is not having the cord run
Yes.
from your head. Just it limits you.
Yeah, it does.
Like, and you're afraid of tripping over. I mean, obviously the sensors are going to put up, like, when you get too close to the limit of the readable space where it's tracking the divots in the controller and the headset, it's like it's going to pop up a really thin, almost transparent light blue grid just to go, hey, you're about to step out of the zone.
Or into a wall.
Or into a wall. Actually, that's happened.
Yeah.
When customers do not listen. But like, I feel like the wire, the cable, more rather, because cables are thicker, is just, you know, especially with games like Space Pirate Trainer, where it is action-packed, you're looking around, you're, you know, twisting and dodging. It's like the last thing you want in a game like that, where the drones are flying left, right, above you, and you have to think fast, is, oh no, I'm gonna trip over the cable. And yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait for that. I can't wait for AR. I'm more excited about AR just because VR, I feel I'm not, you know, you'd have to ask a proper developer and programmer and someone who codes about this, but I feel like AR is a bit more difficult to, you know, program just because of all the variables of what would be present when you're viewing through the lens, whereas VR, you just have to have that empty space and then you create that reality. Whereas you are with AR, you're playing off a reality that already exists, and not every person is going to have the same exact space. Let alone each individual item is going to be like in the same spot in their room and stuff. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
The
because
AR.
AR needs something to build off of, because it's only just sort of working about what's in there. Because most of the AR things at the moment need
Like a flat surface.
yeah, or they need like an anchor to start the scene or something. They need
Yeah.
something that, like, you put a block in front of you, or the mats or whatever, so it builds off of those. Whereas VR, it's just an empty space and they're just filling it with whatever
immerses,
whatever
yeah.
they want. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't wait. I feel like, do you get the feeling that, remember how earlier in the podcast I mentioned the arrows or like the pathway on the road, instead of focusing on like your
Yeah.
phone GPS, like AR to be your GPS? I feel like, do you think Tesla's going to be the first one to have that in their cars,
It'll
just by
be-
the
Well,
way
they
that they're
already do.
going?
Tesla
They
or
already
Mercedes.
like do Mercedes already have that on their windscreen?
Yeah.
No, but that's the sort of
Yeah.
thing that stick in their
Some do.
S-Class. They're always the first with that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Damn
they're like the
want
the
it.
Mercedes.
I want.
The Mercedes have like the visual or the heads-up display
The
on
HUD
their
display,
on their
yeah.
windscreens and stuff like that, which tells you your speed, or like the temperature, and I think even like the light, or whether you
Gives you
need your high
warnings and
beams on.
stuff,
Just
yeah.
just things like that.
Oh, I like that. That's Mercedes.
Yeah,
I want I want like all the plugins for Tesla. Man,
Yeah.
oh, I wish I made that that coveted that YouTube money, bro. I wish I made that YouTube money already, or I just want to buy a Tesla. I want to save up for my own property, or at least own an apartment, not rent it, like own it, and like own
Yeah.
property, and then buy a Tesla. Those are my two
And a garage to put
like,
it in because you're living in a
net
city.
worth goals. Oh yeah, that's true. God damn it.
It'd be a struggle for us, Xenon, because we don't really have any stations that we'd be able to plug into down here.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Oh,
basically
that's true.
you're limited by how far you can go from your house and then back again.
To be honest, though, we could drive to the top of Tassie and back.
We probably could actually, yeah.
Funny. Yeah, I hate the current economic climate in Australia, and the fact that as gamers or as geeks or just video games and tech people in general, we're stuck currently with a government that couldn't give two shits about how essential it is to have decent internet speeds to keep up with the rest of the world.
25 meg is more than enough for everybody. Meanwhile, the rest of the world's getting like 10 gigabit connections. I'm like,
This time next week, it'll be 50 down, 20 up.
you're getting 50/20, you're not getting 100.
No, bloody hell, I'm not paying that much.
No,
Just for 50 down, 20 up is like $100 a month.
Who are you going with? You go through
I'm W.
Internet.
Yeah, internet's the most expensive. To be honest, I would almost. This is just for the 3 people that are in Australia now. I would probably move away from Internode because you could probably go with TPG or Iron and get the same service.
Keegz, I'm a TPG, and I'm double your numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 40 up,
Right.
100 down.
I think the only thing that like
Yeah.
Internode, like the thing that I like about Internode is the amount of sort of gaming servers and stuff that are unmetered. So
Okay.
like I can connect to the Internode server on Steam, download all my games, and it's unmetered.
Well, I'm looking at jumping ship on Internode at the moment, and if I log into my
Damn, son.
usage stats, I can tell you that I have downloaded in the last month. Where's my graph? Here it is. So in total, I've downloaded. Where is it? So I've done 385 gig in metered usage, 135 gig in unmetered usage. So that's what, 400, about 500 and something gig. And that's a fairly average month for me. And I'm on the Internet's biggest plan, which is 300 gig. So at the
Damn,
moment,
son.
I'm actually buying an extra 100
300
gig a month, which is about.
I'm on unlimited.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, TPG. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actually
know
paying
how it
far
goes.
more per every month than I probably should, even discounting the unmetered stuff.
Callum made fun of me for wanting a Tesla when you can technically buy tanks.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want a tank. I feel like it would be kind of impractical.
Perfect
and
vehicle
I
for
like,
inner city
I like
driving.
Teslas. Oh, perfect.
I mean, if there's any cars in the way, you can just
Perfect.
drive straight over them.
Oh yeah.
It's a go anywhere vehicle.
Then no. Yeah, no, I don't know. I like Tesla. I like Tesla. I just like Tesla.
Fair
Do
enough.
tanks self-drive?
No.
No.
Because there's not really any new tanks. All the tanks were sort of made 30 or 40 years ago, so they're all like big clunky.
Oh god.
They drive like tanks.
That literally reminds me, because they are. That literally reminds me of the Technics, the turntables, because they stopped making them like ages ago, and I have one, and it's just like, yep, you don't get them anymore. So yeah, sorry, bye. The DJ, like with the tanks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they don't make them anymore. Or like they do, but they were all made like Do they still make? They still make tanks, right? They just the majority of them were made ages ago. You said.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that. I mean,
So, like-
there probably are new tanks, but I think they're very far and few between.
So like with Technics, they stopped making them. So Callum says no traffic with that smooth bore 125mm gun pointing in front of you. Yeah, I don't really want the police coming at me going, "Hey, what's up with the tank?" and blah blah blah. It's like I just want my Tesla.
Well, what are the police gonna do? Well, they can get in, run over the car.
I know, but then I can't be bothered.
We're seriously talking about owning a tank. I think this podcast is over.
I
Alrighty.
know.
Oh,
Hot damn.
news just in. Speaking of VR, Razer has announced their VR headset.
Which is
$400 US.
What's the Razer headset all about?
It's basically it's dubbed the Hacker Development Kit. And
Oh, isn't
it's
it the OS VR? I seem to
Yeah,
remember talking
basically,
about this many months ago. Do I
Yep,
recall?
well, it's
You called it.
launching in July this month. Wait,
It's the open source VR, isn't it?
yes.
Yes, we covered
It's
this.
the HDK, the Hacker Development Kit.
We covered this.
Well, they've
probably...
released the price for it now and the specs.
Cool.
hello.
It's all getting
Yeah.
cool. Everybody wants to get in on that VR action.
They do.
They
That
just said
VR
about it
money.
at E3.
Hacker development
400.
kit. What about
2160
US?
by 1200.
Callum's like,
90
what are the
frames a
police
second.
going to do? Yeah, no, it's less about what are they going to do and more like, then the government's going to be all up in my business. And even though it's like, yeah, but you have a tank, it's just like, yeah, and then they're going to be constantly being up my ass. I just don't, yeah, whatever.
They'll just siege you and like.
Yeah, right?
She's gotta eat eventually.
she's got to come out and poop.
Go through the Macca's drive-through and open one of the little porthole hatches, stick your arm out.
Hell
She's
yeah.
gotta come out and poop. Joke's on you! I've got a plastic bag. Come and get me, pigs.
Oh, God. And then, yeah, I go through McDonald's drive-through like to like a teenager who couldn't give two shits about her job, and she gives me 3 nuggets instead of 6. Jesus Christ!
Oh god, it's all coming around.
Oh,
that's
God.
when the 125mm smoothbore points at McDonald's. Give me my nuggets, fuckers!
You ever heard of a NATO?
Aww.
You can always
Well.
try and find a Leakstructor at the moped of tanks. I've never heard of that, but I shall look it up. Sounds like a
Look it
little
up.
mini tank.
I'm gonna continue dreaming about my Tesla.
Somebody likes their tanks.
Oh, it is a cute little tank.
Hmm.
It's like a lady's tank.
Or
It's like a tank for
So
the
it's
modern woman.
it's the tank you go to work in to save money on your other tank.
Yes, it's like the
Jesus Christ.
what are those little they're like a little smart car of tanks.
Oh yeah, those little
Like the Mini
the
Cooper
things that
of
turn
tanks.
their wheels.
It's like
Move
little.
their wheels so you
yeah,
can park
yeah.
there.
Oh, that's cool. I like it.
Lol.
All right, I'm ready to go to bed. Has anyone else got anything to say before we kill this thing?
No.
Good. All right.
Be Gucci.
So Milky, you're not going to be streaming or covering anything for the next couple of weeks, presumably.
No, I.
No, Facebook living.
Oh, well, oh,
in
no,
the US.
depending. Or Snapchatting. Depending. Oh, maybe Facebook living. Depending on. Because once I go over there, I'm gonna get like a SIM card and everything. Depending on how all that goes, like data and stuff. Yeah, most likely Snapchat, and going to try out Facebook living. In terms of playing games, I won't be able to over there, because my whole setup is here.
Oh,
but-
you could find a local USA PC bang.
Yeah, the bung.
Yeah, but like when I play now, I like streaming it. Like I like streaming every second of gameplay.
Just take a webcam with you, set up Twitch on their machine, and go to town.
I like my setup.
Yeah.
No, it's just comfy. But no, I'll be doing the whole vlog thing over there and just having the experience, going to Harry Potter World, going to Disneyland. Yes. Oh, going to get my Slytherin robes. Thank you. To Harry Potter World. And doing all that, and when I come back, it will be gaming galore. I will rinse through Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I will start a new game. Yes.
As yet undecided.
No. I don't know. If Overwatch has died, oh, not died, but like it died down, I should say. Then probably not Overwatch. I don't know. Maybe I'll. Oh,
You can come play Overwatch with me and my mates.
Okay. I'll be your mercy.
Yeah.
Just keep me alive. I'll be your mercy. So I might possibly get Overwatch when I come back. If not, if I'm not playing that, I'll most likely be achievement hunting on Halo Master Chief Collection and Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Achievement hunting!
Woo!
Woo! So,
Keegz,
yeah.
what shall you be streaming / playing / making videos of in the next 2 weeks?
Most of my videos have just been on Plays TV. Anybody wants to?
That's plays.tv.
I'll put a link up. Yeah, I'll put a link up for that before I end the podcast. I've mostly just been playing Overwatch.
Whoring up
That's
the
really about
Overwatch.
it.
Pouring it
Overwatch
up.
and still Counter Strike because we're still competing in Counter Strike. But other than that, that's about it.
Cool. Well, I shall be streaming tomorrow morning. I'll either be playing Jalopy or Stalker. Some people have wanted me to play Stalker again. I don't know. I want to play it 3 podcasts in a row, but 3 streams in a row. But we'll see how we go.
Podcasts.
3 podcasts in a row. I've got another stream Friday. I've got Armour video coming out. What's today? Monday. Another video coming out Wednesday. An Armour video. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. I had a really good session over the weekend, so it's probably going to be one of those two games that I played, and that's about it. I'll be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Friday, releasing Armour videos on Wednesdays, and that's pretty much my bag at the moment. That's what I'm up to.
Hey!
Hey! Alright, well, thanks very much for Callum for moderating the chats and keeping the monkeys in line. Thanks very much for Minty and Lempos and Vince.
Thank you to everyone.
And thank you to everybody who came along and watched the stream. We'll see you all in 2 weeks, most likely. Actually, no, hang on. When do you get back, Milky?
I could get back on the 5th of July.
Oh my god, that's like a week after we are supposed to stream next. We're gonna have to get a guest podcaster in next podcast.
Oh goodness!
Find something
Have
else
I become part of the official lineup? Have I?
I think so.
Pretty much.
You've graduated from guest podcaster to just podcaster.
Yay!
Is
it because I've been? Is it because I've been here for like more than 2 podcasts?
Yes. More than 2.
Availability has granted you a spot.
Yes.
It's like, can she do? Okay, good. Okay. Holy dooly.
Holy dooly. So you haven't really, to be honest, you haven't actually made it until your name's at the bottom of the podcast in the Twitter
That's
thing.
true.
So I've got to add that. Or actually, Keegz got to add that because you made the background thing. So
Oh yes, I need to make a new one of that.
we'll have to make a new one. So we might redo the whole thing since we've got a new podcaster. So we'll wait and see.
Hey.
Cool. All right. Thanks very much for watching, everybody, and we shall see you all in 2 weeks. Say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Me in 4.
You in 5 actually, because it'll be
5.
It'll be a week after that. Oh wow, that makes it seem like so much further away.
Damn. In a month. Bye, guys. In a
Bye.
month.